bright stars through the perilous fight. For the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Don't want to step on those. Hey, Aaron, how are you? It's Joe Tess.
How are you doing? Good to see you. I hear you.
Good. Aaron, I'm going to ask you about St. Louis. I mean, it is loud here. This is one of the places that has a distinct home field advantage. What numbers are you tracking today?
Okay. Sounds good. Perfect.
What's the number? What's the number, Aaron?
It is, what are we going with? 6.5 and 39.5.
Okay. Welcome to St. Louis, a football fans' football town, where the home team Battlehawks arrive to a venue that has become the center point of passion in the UFL. They're 2-0, and they're delivering on all the hype for these faithful followers. And when the dome doors open here, the party begins, and it keeps rolling, with a franchise pointing towards a title run and a fan base determined to always prove that they're the best in the league. And today's matchup is a great one against DC. Both teams 2-0. They're in the XFL conference. Remember, top two teams make the conference championship game. Joe Tessitore and Jordan Rogers. It's a really good early season matchup.
We got the two best teams in the UFL facing off right here, led by some of the best players. Manny Wilkins, quarterback for St. Louis. He's impressive. Jacob Saylor's the running back, has been the best player. And on the other side, a team that hasn't played their best football, but Jordan Ta'amu has been one of the best quarterbacks in the UFL year in and year out. We're going to have a heavyweight fight today.
Let's go to our sideline analyst, Tom Luganville. Tom?
How about some of the technology in this league right here? We're going to be able to peel back the curtain and show you some football. So let's show you some real quick. Have the opportunity to diagnose what's going on defense. Single high safety. We're going to bring the drag route right there. Leak him into the flat. Fake the run. Quarterback's going to come out here, and we're going to clear. And let's just see how it works out. This is what the players and the coaches are going to get to see each and every series in between plays to be more efficient and be the best that they can be. For more on the DC Defenders, here's Eric McLean.
Yeah, Luke, you talk about technology. We got a jam-packed for you. I'm here with a battering ram stud running back, excuse me, here. He's got a camera strapped to his chest. Abram, are you going to run up right for us really tall so we can get a good view?
You don't want to run high as a running back now, so, it's an easy way to get to the ribs, so I'm going to try to be as low as possible, as skinny as possible, and whatever view that comes from this is kind of what you get,
That's right, man. We appreciate you very much. All the access, all the views you could want, bat up to you guys.
Thank you, Eric. Was a good matchup. Abram Smith, when he gets going downhill, he is something special. Hometown St. Louis Battlehawks. Amazing atmosphere. The Dome at America's Center. Those are the standings that we were describing. Both 2-0, both teams off to excellent starts. Battlehawks decided to kick off. And that means Chris Rowland, who's a very accomplished return man for DC, will have a chance. Of course, a week ago, right, on ABC in primetime, Rowland threw an option pass for a fourth quarter two-point conversion that was critical in coming up with the win. Glad you're with us as we are underway from St. Louis. And here is Rowland on the return, as he makes his way out towards the 30-yard line. Jordan Ta'amu is the starting quarterback for DC. Went JUCO, then of course was a star in the SEC before going on to the pro ranks, just like my broadcast partner, Jordan Rogers.
Yeah, and what does that tell you about a guy? You're not scared of adversity. And right now, Jordan Ta'amu going through a little bit of adversity. Normally one of the top guys in the UFL year in and year out. Accuracy has been a bit of an issue so far. Look for him to get back on the same page today, but look for him to use his legs a little bit more today as well.
We'll start on the ground. A flag comes down as Abram Smith was met by Travis Feeney right at the line of scrimmage.
Okay. Okay, so we have an illegal formation.
He wants it.
He wants it?
Illegal formation, offense. Number 19 is covering up an eligible receiver. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. It's first down.
Well, first play of the game, you saw that go to Abram Smith. They got to get the run game going. So whether it's Deion Jackson or Abram Smith, DC needs to get the ground game going. Because if they don't, you just heard his name, Travis Feeney and Dylan Paynu, Pete on the other side, two of the best pass rushers in the UFL. If you can't run the football, Ta'amu's going to have to deal with those two guys, and that's a nightmare for DC.
Here's Smith, as he gets a gain of about 3 yards there. That flag comes down again.
In the neutral zone at the stat.
Banks heads up this
he wants it.
99. 99.
'99 is Austin Falu.
Offside. Defense number 99. 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
You can already see the commitment to the run game by Fred Keiss, the offensive coordinator for DC.
Here we go.
Longest run last week was just 9 yards. They got to find a way to create some explosives.
Force, alert
get things
46.
going on the ground, make it a little easier on their quarterback.
Anthony Beck did not like that call, man, because he wants this offense backed up with this crowd.
Anthony Beck in his 3rd season as the head coach of St. Louis. Oh, penetrating in the backfield and a tackle for loss. Taumui Penu and Feeney were both there.
Well, I just said the names of both these guys. Watch them come flying off the edge and meet Abram Smith right in the backfield. You got to get a body, something. You got to hit one of those guys, 2 of the best pass rushers, and flexing their muscles against the run as well.
That ball is batted. And once again, it was Feeney. Man, oh man, is he active early on.
Travis Feeney is making his presence felt in the run game through the air.
11 personnel, 11 personnel.
The 32-year-old former 6th-round pick
Rush
has this crowd getting into it early.
Rush Hercules.
Former NFL star defensive back Donnie Abraham, the defensive coordinator for the Battlehawks. Third down and 13. Tamu goes over the middle. It's going to be well short of the line to gain as he connects with Briley Moore, and Cameron Kelly made the tackle.
Well, he tried to chip on Travis Feeney there on that one, and he still had a free run at Ta'amu, was able to get the ball out of his hands, but just a great job early. Watch Feeney loop around. He's going to have a free run. Luckily, Ta'amu gets the ball out of his hands, but it's exactly what Donnie Abraham and this St. Louis defense wanted, throwing short of the sticks there on 3rd down.
Former Tennessee Vol Paxton Brooks punting away to former Ole Miss Rebel Ja'Cour Pearson as the return man for St. Louis. Pearson driven back to the 16-yard line, and the coverage is able to wrap him up near the 21-yard line. A week ago, Manny Wilkins was the player of the week with their win over San Antonio, and did good work on the ground with his legs.
Yeah, he's just been so efficient and so accurate, completing 75% of his balls through the air. And like you said, making plays with his legs is what separates him as a quarterback in this league. Reminds me a little bit of Patrick Mahomes, the creativity he gets off schedule, outside the pocket. That's what DC's going to have to deal with. Might have to put a spy on him, especially on 3rd downs. He creates too much damage with his legs.
Meanwhile, you can make a strong argument that number 15 standing right next to him in the offensive backfield could have been the player of the week in the league. He had 3 touchdowns to Jacob Sailors.
15 zap, smack on one.
Sailors goes straight ahead, tries to muscle his way out to the 26-yard line.
Yeah, you mentioned the 3 touchdowns. He's been the best player in the UFL the last through the first 2 weeks has Jacob Sailors, but Ja'Cour Pearson, he's a return guy. They got to find ways to get him the ball in space. And for DC's defense, it's Hines and Sanogo, both the linebackers. Huge responsibility of slowing down the #1 rushing attack in the UFL so far, and also keeping an eye on where Manny Wilkins is if he creates outside the pocket.
Hines, who you mentioned, number 57, he is wearing our chest cam today. They go with the orbit motion, and it is absolutely blown up. Frank Darby taken down by Sam Kidd. What a play by Kidd.
You have to do this against St. Louis. You have to keep the perimeter, keep contained, and Kidd does a great job of not chasing this. He stays wide right here, so he's going to run right into Frank Darby on a little orbit reverse. Great job of keeping contained. St. Louis loves to motion. They love to do misdirection. You have to play fundamentally sound against this offense.
Puts him in a 3rd and 15 hole.
We're live, we're live, we're live.
Wilkins. There was pressure right on him as the ball is being fought for. I don't know if that was a forward pass or they're going to rule it a fumble.
Yeah, Andre Mintz.
It's a fumble recovered by the defense. It's first down, DC.
Wow, DC defenders come up huge.
Yeah, Mintz rushing off the edge, gets his left hand on the ball as Manny Wilkins is dropping a pass here. You can see him coming off this side. Watch him get his left hand right on the ball. I think it's before it starts to go forward, too, so it was called a fumble. Obviously, they're going to look at that. Dean Blandino will give it a good look.
Andre Mintz able to slap it away, plus get the recovery.
And Blandino took a look at that, confirmed it in the former Vandy product. Go Doors. Mintz getting involved, a big play early for DC.
We heard from Blake Williams, their new defensive coordinator, how strong Mintz has come on recently. He proved it there. Huge play early on here on the road for the defenders.
This has been a frustration for this DC offense. They want to go fast.
Made prior to the ready to play. We'll replay the downs, first down.
Offensive coordinator Fred Keyes is kind of complaining, man, these refs just hold us. We're trying to go, nobody's subbing. But this is the area of the field that this offense has to convert touchdowns.
29% touchdown percentage in the red zone this season.
That is not a winning formula. Too many field goals, too many stalled drives. It really came down to their inability to run the football down here inside the 20.
Sprint right for Tomo, looking to throw back, and he does so late, and that was dangerous. It just wasn't there, as Briley Moore was the intended target on the tight end throwback screen.
And linebacker Carson Wells right here, number 26, does a great job of getting up in the passing lane, retreating, trying to do a little throwback screen to Moore McKinley, like you mentioned. That's one that Tomo just got to throw in the feet of his tight end. That was almost an interception. Mistake you can't make in the red zone when you've been struggling down here.
Quinterio Cole was breaking on that ball, nearly had a chance at it. Second down and 10. To Amu, to the end zone, and that ball is overthrown and incomplete, looking for 5'8" Chris Rowland.
Rowland gets caught up a little bit at the top of his drop. This is an area where I'm surprised they don't use Jordan Ta'amu's legs a little bit more, right? Fred Keyes, the offensive coordinator, protected him a little bit last year. He was banged up a lot, but he's a really good runner. At Ole Miss, he was a great runner in the SEC. You'd love to see him use his legs down here, but now on 3rd and 10, it's a passing situation, so you lost your chance there.
Good coverage by Lucas Dennis on that last play. Now a 3rd down and 10. This after the fumble recovery by DC. Wide open in the end zone, but again off target, looking for Rowland.
Oh, just a blown coverage there on the back end by St. Louis. Safety's going to roll this way. This linebacker has got to carry Rowland, and that ball has got to be left on the field if you're Jordan Ta'amu. Another big missed opportunity downfield for DC. That happened a lot last week.
Matt McCrane on for the 30-yard field goal attempt. He's got NFL experience as he drills this up and in. So a quick cash in on the sack, fumble, and fumble recovery by Andre Mintz turns into a field goal lead on the road. The Battle of the Unbeatens, Week 3 in the UFL.
All right, I meant what I said. Honestly, fellas, I'm looking for a four-quarter massacre. Defense, number 4 and number 10 need to be tackled every play. Don't give them an inch. When you walk out of this tunnel and you put your helmet on, you better get a dark place. Wherever you've been in your life that's dark, whatever energy you use in effort to get out of it, bring it on the field today.
ESPN welcomes you to a special presentation of the United Football League on ABC.
The UFL is brought to you by Progressive. Protect your auto, home, and business today at progressive.com. Caw, you hear it everywhere in town. This is one of the great fan bases in pro spring football. We're at the Dome at America's Center. Joe Tessitore and Jordan Rogers with you. Eric McLean, Tom Lugenbild, our field analyst. Aaron Dolan, our betting analyst today for what is a very good early season matchup. The two unbeatens here as we wrap up week 3. The DC Defenders with a field goal lead against the St. Louis Battlehawks. Both pass rushers doing their job early on. In the case of DC, it was the sack fumble and the recovery that put the ball in play, served it on silver platter to get points on the board. This is Blake Jackson on the return. Big hit. St. Louis. Oh, and a flag comes down. St. Louis, coached by one of the real tough guys in football, Anthony Becht.
You guys already know how I feel about this game. All right, I meant what I said. Honestly, fellas, I'm looking for a four-quarter massacre. Defense, number 4 and number 10 need to be tackled every play. Don't give them an inch. When you walk out of this tunnel and you put your helmet on, you better get a dark place. Wherever you've been in your life that's dark, whatever energy you use in effort to get out of it, bring it on the field today.
Now, Anthony Becht, who was a first-round draft pick, played in the NFL. He's got that Iron Man toughness and reliability. He played in 152 consecutive NFL games.
If that don't get you jacked up, ready to strap it up out of your master's slumber on a Sunday, I don't know what will.
They picked up the flag. It was called face mask on the field. So it's first down for St. Louis at the 24-yard line. Sailors can't find much at all. All right, let's bring in Aaron Dolan. Aaron, listen, St. Louis has a distinct home field advantage that not many have with this crowd here.
That they do, and they were laying 6.5 points when this line closed. They're currently laying 2.5 points, and that total has come down just a point to the current line of 38.5. But I do want to mention Jordan Ta'amu. He currently has the highest passing yards prop closing at 190.5, and it's not surprising to see Rollin, currently the most bet on player to go over his receiving yards prop. That was a 24.5, and it closed at 35.5.
And he's already been targeted 3 times. Of course, had a chance at a touchdown moments ago. It was overthrown. Oh, another big hit on Wilkins as that pass rush has been getting there. Ball came out, but it was recovered by Chase Allen. And again, it was Mintz. He is off to a dynamic start today.
And here's what you can't do. You can't try to block Mintz with a tight end. That's got to be a double team or a left tackle. You got Chase Allen there working on one of the best pass rushers for DC. He's just not going to be able to hold up on a long developing play action pass. They're going to have to give that left side some help.
Well, he is wrecking this first quarter early on for St. Louis as DC's best pass rusher is showing up. 3rd down and 23 because of it as they set up the screen. And Sailors just wraps around the corner. Will you look at that? Just trying to make the most of it. And on 3rd and 23, he gets it all the way out to the 28-yard line where the punt team will jog onto the field.
Boy, that was like an and one mixtape. DeAndre Baker just got crossed up, the former first-round draft pick. Luckily, didn't convert to a first down, but he's known for his coverage skills. He's a guy that can come up and tackle as well. That time just got put in a blender by Jacob Sailors. What a great start for this DC defense, though. Obviously, Greg Williams, defensive coordinator, stepped down, taking a job at Tennessee State. His son, Blake Williams, taking over the defensive coordinator responsibilities. They're playing energized early.
Sterling Hoffrichter played his college ball at Syracuse on to punt away. And they're going to blow this dead before the snap.
Timeout before the snap.
Timeout, St. Louis. That's their first of the half. It'll be 30 seconds in length.
What the fuck are we doing?
Frustration from Anthony Becht. Of course, anything that's pre-snap drive coach is crazy. Tom?
Yeah, just standing right next to Anthony Becht. You know, basically anything that can go wrong has gone wrong here in the first quarter. Keep in mind, this has been the most vaunted run offense in the UFL, and they've not been accustomed to being behind the chains. Then you put your kicking game out there, and you've got to call a timeout to avoid a penalty. They've got to settle down. He is really upset with the lack of execution and mode of operation of the kicking game and the offensive side of the football.
Yeah, this DC defense is kind of built to stop the run. They're going to stack the line of scrimmage, 10 guys within 4 or 5 yards, especially on early downs. We'll see next time St. Louis gets the ball what their answer for that is.
Chris Rowland is the punt returner for DC. He was top 5 in the league last year, but Hoffrichter drives the ball all the way to the 9-yard line. And Rowland able to regain some of that yardage. All right, Jordan, this DC Defenders team is 2-0 on the year, and it's pretty impressive how they've done it. And of course, they have a pretty good backfield in Ta'amu and Smith, but they started in the training camp preseason with a coaching change, and Shannon Harris has settled this team in. They came up with a win against the reigning champs, and then we saw them a week ago at home with fourth quarter rally against Memphis.
Yeah, true sign of a good team is winning games when you're not at your best. And that was really the first 2 weeks for DC. Some ugly football on both sides of the ball, but this defense has really held them together. And the missing piece has been that run game. Abram Smith obviously tore his ACL last year in camp, took all of last year off, shaking some rust off. They got to get number 4 going for this offense.
Ta'amu with quick strike and able to secure it with Sanders. And Sanders goes ahead for 8 yards.
And Braylon Sanders, the former Ole Miss product, just activated this week, trying to find a guy to make some plays downfield. Boy, in the SEC, he was a guy that averaged just under 23 yards a reception, a big play receiver. They'd love to get him going on the outside.
We got rebel to rebel here, quarterback to receiver. Here's Smith. That's Smith. Looking to get pad leverage there, and it's going to be, I think, 3rd down and maybe the length of a football.
No, too tight. No, sorry.
Let's go in and he's got to go
base.
Rhino.
They going 3 tight.
They're going 29 lead.
29 lead.
Well, DC brings in a couple extra offensive linemen and tight ends. They're in their heavy package. Little T-bone.
Smith able to get the first down for DC. Interesting to see some of the bodies they brought in for that offensive package there.
Yeah, Liam Fornadell, one of those guys that was just re-signed last week.
They put Jahari Branch in the backfield. 326-pound guard. Ta'amu going to take a shot downfield, and a good effort going up for it for Powell, but it's incomplete as he was covered by Peyton Jones.
And kind of the story of last week as well, just a little bit off on all these throws downfield. Cornell Powell right here, number 14, he's a guy they got to get going. Had 5 targets last week, didn't have a reception. Former Clemson product, won 2 national championships there, won 2 Super Bowls in the NFL. I'd love to get 14 going.
Yeah, played 5 years for Dabo Swinney, 5 ACC titles, couple CFP natties. Play action on 2nd and 10. Chance for a strike downfield and right into the hands of Scott. Ty Scott, touchdown defenders. A 62-yard touchdown reception.
Boy, watch how the play action really affects the free safety here. He's going to come down just a second, and then he's going to be late getting over the top of that deep post by Ty Scott. Great job of recognition there by Jordan Ta'amu. As soon as he gets that play action, got to flip around, find the free safety. If he's low, let that thing rip. And what has been a disjointed passing attack downfield, that one right on the money.
Remember, he missed all of those last week. Would have been touchdowns as well.
Underthrew them all last week.
Yep.
Ortho home defense conversion attempt. As the slant comes up short on the 2-point attempt. This presentation of the UFL will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
Love half. I trust y'all. I need y'all to trust me too. I trust you. Because you know what I'm saying? That's what I want to do, bro. That's what I've been looking for from you all this time. Good job, man. That's what I expect out of you. ought to trust me too. I trust you. Because you know that's what I want to do, bro. That's what I've been looking for from you all this time. Good job, man. That's what I expect out of you.
God, after the 62-yard touchdown, Eric.
Yeah, I'm here with that talented duo. Let's start with the QB here. Jordan, what did you see here? We got the iPad, unbelievable technology. You can walk me through this step by step.
I mean, our play was just to, kind of buy down the safeties. And, we talked about getting my head and eyes around pretty fast. They show the ball, show the fake, and my eyes was just to get my, where's the safety right here? Get my eyes on him pretty fast. But this is the one safety that kind of came down already. He bit on the run, and I just knew. As soon as I got my eyes around, I saw no safety, no help back there. I was like, let me just throw it out there. And then Ty made a great catch and great run to score. O-line did a great job protecting the ball, like I said, protecting me. In the pocket, I had to trust them, and I just had to let it loose. And
it's a beautiful thing. Ty, what are you thinking when that ball's flying through the air?
Catch it and go score a touchdown.
Who was that for?
That was for my dad and Miss Ola. Hey, Miss Ola, how you doing today?
Miss Ola, we're checking in on you. We love you.
It's a good way to get a shout out with a 62-yard touchdown. It's Gary Jennings on the return for St. Louis as he is forced out of bounds just beyond the 20-yard line.
Great little look at Jordan Ta'amu walking us through the iPad. This is what I love. He mentioned getting his eyes around. One safety's already down, so he's got to get his eyes on this guy. Right as soon as he whips his head around, sees the one, gets his eyes on the second safety, knows he's even. To a quarterback, if that safety's even, your wide receiver's leaving, put it up there. And again, first time in the last couple of weeks we've seen Jordan Ta'amu put that ball on the money. Not try to place it, not baby it. Those were those underthrows last week. This time, confidence, let it rip, and it was right on the money.
Sailors looking for any running room, but this defensive line of DC has been very stout so far. That's Derek Roberson with the tackle.
Yeah, this defensive front is really, really good for DC. They've kind of anchored this defense so far. The secondary's always been super talented. No push so far from St. Louis.
Blake Williams, who you see as the defensive coordinator on the field. His father, Greg Williams, of course, the veteran NFL defensive coordinator. He's taken a college job at Tennessee State. So he stepped aside this week, and Blake, who's been on the staff, calls the defense, works very closely with the staff throughout the entire process, takes over the duties. And again, look at Wilkins just trying to survive, and finally is brought down by Roberson.
Yeah, it was the double A-gap pressure by these linebackers. Watch Anthony Hines right here just find work, right? He's trying to blow up the center. Center goes the opposite way, so he comes and puts pressure on Manny Wilkins.
Tom?
Yeah, Tess, I'm here with Max, Doug, and Max. What's the call coming up here for third down? Walk us through it.
Yeah, we're going to make sure we're protected, have a little tip, and we're going to have a deep in the middle of the field, deep on the outside. We'll try to get a completion.
Well, the chip protection will be necessary based on what we've seen. They do get better pass protection, but it is intercepted. That ball is picked off. Second turnover of the game goes DC's way. This defense is on fire.
Yeah, protection was great here. The problem is Wilkins is going to start out to his right, and if you're throwing a comeback, as soon as you hit your last step of your drop and you hitch one time, the ball has to be out. But this time, watch this. Perfect protection here. Great pocket, but he hitches twice. He hitches to the right, resets to the left, and a great job by Ojumedia with the interception, undercutting that one.
Michael Ojumedia comes up with the interception.
It's one of those.
Boy, they have come to play defensively, haven't they? 5 tackles for loss, an interception, a fumble recovery, and 2 sacks already. Ta'amu on the slant. It's incomplete. Eric.
Michael, this defense is playing out of their mind right now. You just got your hands on that football. What'd you see from the quarterback?
Third and long. Playing it stinks, but I'm playing it true. Stepped in front of it and grabbed it.
What can we attest this performance to right now? Your defense is playing with their hair on fire.
We've been locked in. We've been practicing hard. Man, we've been going crazy. So we just showing out for the crowd.
Appreciate your time, brother.
Yes, sir.
Here's Jackson on second down, and now you see a push from the offense. I always find it interesting. Listen, the defense plays like this, and then you see the offensive line come out there, and everybody's just got a little more fire to them.
Yeah, a little more energy, a little more juice. This is a big offensive line for DC. Not able to get the run game going here close to the red zone, though, so another 3rd and long situation. Got to protect Jordan Ta'amu, give him time.
3rd down and 6. Ta'amu. That is incomplete as he was trying to connect with Cornell Powell. So Matt McCrane, the place kicker, will come out. Fatukasi was there with pressure defensively.
Yeah, just really good coverage by Chris Payton-Jones on Powell. There's nowhere for that football to be. That's the only place that Ta'amu could have put it. Otherwise, he leaves that inside. It's an interception. And once again, man, this is going to be the game. If St. Louis can weather the storm early here, force field goals, it's a long 4-quarter game, even though it hasn't gone their direction early.
42-yard attempt for McCrane, as he is able to drive it through. And it's a 12-zip lead on the road in this battle of 2-0 teams.
Well done.
Of course, here in St. Louis, we've talked about these fans. 21 seasons, it was home to the NFL's St. Louis Rams. Of course, the Cardinals started things off with the great history here. A Super Bowl victory, the move to LA in 2015, and then the XFL and UFL, and a fan base that week in and week out has proven themselves. I mean, these attendance numbers for spring pro football are just dynamic here at the Dome at America's Center.
Oh, it's a great football city. I mean, this fan base is as passionate as it gets for spring football. It's loud here. Tess, we're used to doing SEC big-time college football games, 100,000 fans. It gets pretty loud here.
It does.
It does.
Absolutely.
I mean, it is legitimate. It is a home field advantage that they've created here. The passion feels like a college football program you'd find in the South.
And they just make a party of it, too. We were talking, Tom Luganville made the comment the other day, it's almost like Halloween costumes every single week when you come to a Battlehawks game. But right now, they're going to need to rally some support for the home team. Very talented roster, but they are in a hole early on after 2 turnovers and then the big strike. Let's check in with our betting analyst, Aaron Dolan. Aaron, you got a road dog with a 12-zip lead.
That's right, and that's moved the spread in favor of them by 14 points. This is a 14-point swing so far to start this game. In St. Louis, they have only allowed, so far to start the season, just 3 points in the first half alone. But this is the most points they've allowed in the first quarter in this season as well as last season. We're also seeing the total uptick a little bit to 42.5.
Let's go.
Which is very uncommon in what we've seen in the UFL early on this season.
Okay, we got fake 13 counter, X track to right on 1. Scattered. Move. Turbo set.
They go with the end around. It's Pearson. And it is well blocked for him as he makes his way out to the 42-yard line.
Bunch left past 14 Willie,
X-Rage, coordinator for St. Louis.
Bunch left past 14 Willie, X-Rage on the turbo.
Longtime NFL wide receivers coach, most recently was on Coach Prime's staff at Colorado.
Turbo set.
Play action. Wilkins with time. He's going to use his legs and get a big chunk play out of it. Still going down the sideline. Would you look at this from Manny Wilkins? I think DC assumed he was stepping out of bounds. The next thing you know, he's striding down towards the goal line. A 58-yard rushing touchdown by
This was the difference with this offense. Last week, the legs of Manny Wilkins.
I'm going to give you a spot.
And this is what I love. You know, if you play DC, you're going to get a lot of man coverage. He's trying to take a shot downfield.
Here.
Before he scrambles here, look at the recognition. All man coverage, nobody on him, breaks a tackle from Anthony Hines, takes off.
Let's watch the sideline here. Dean Blandino is in our UFL Command Center.
That's the 30, about the 30-yard line?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to go, we've got a foot out of bounds. We're going to go St. Louis's ball. Call it the 31, left hash, 1st and 10.
Okay.
No clock.
Do we have to do anything with the clock?
No clock.
They're going to walk this back.
Out of bounds at the 31-yard line. It's first
Dean
down.
Blandino does an excellent job in that replay command center, and there it is, Jordan.
Yeah, that right foot just barely getting some of the white, the heel. Wiping 31 yards off the end of that, but that's the kind of play that gets this offense, kind of shakes off the weirdness of this first quarter, give them some confidence again. See if they capitalize on it.
And this time he's stacked up right at the line of scrimmage.
Personnel. Stand 10, stand 10.
Bear Mike 2 lurk, 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 Bear Mike 2 lurk.
Week 1 is the full-time defensive coordinator for Blake Williams, taking over for his father, who stepped aside to take a college job.
Watch the ball!
Blake himself has NFL experience as a defensive coordinator and a longtime NFL assistant coach. And that is the end of the first quarter. It was all DC. The turnovers, the defense being active, and then the big strike, the 62-yard touchdown to Amu, to Ty Scott. And the Road Dogs are barking here in St. Louis in the Battle of Unbeatens in Week 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
You want to do a headset with the coach's booth?
Yeah.
Wait a minute?
Yeah, after this, yes. Yep, after this, yeah. Thank you.
Just checking in with you while we got a little time. You got
Yes, sir.
cross communication. That the kickoff, it landed in the
end zone.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, I thought it went in front first.
Yeah. Yep.
But I saw it.
Just an awesome atmosphere here in St. Louis for this XFL conference matchup in Week 3. of the UFL, and the DC defenders have come here on the road, and they have shown themselves early on a 12-zip lead as we start the second quarter.
I think this crowd a little shell-shocked as I am that St. Louis hasn't been able to run the football that effectively so far to start this game. Jacob Saylor's just 2 yards.
After he had a 3-touchdown game a week ago. And in 2024, he led all UFL running backs in rushing. 2nd and 10.
We're live, we're live, we're live. Turbo.
Here's Wilkins. Pressure off the edge as Wilkins had to throw it away. And St. Louis will be facing a 3rd and 10, Ludes.
Coach, how do you get yourself to settle down just a little bit? Had the explosive on the scramble there to end the first quarter, but you've got to get into rhythm somehow.
Yeah, rhythm, right? First down, we got to get positive yards. We haven't called a play in 2nd and whatever, 3rd and whatever. We've been behind the chains, so we got to find a way to get a first down. When we do, we can get in our offense a little bit better.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Phil.
Flag is down at the end of that last play.
That's number 5.
Came out from the previous spot with the loss of down. It's 3rd down.
I'm really glad that the conversation didn't continue with Anthony Becht hearing that.
Yeah. Yeah, Manny Wilkins trying to get outside the pocket, but was just inside his right tackle, Jawan Bushell-Beatty, on that one.
The St. Louis offense, guys, has not been in a game this year where they haven't dictated terms to the defense, and they seem out of sorts as a result. They don't have any answers.
This is 3rd or 4th, 3rd and really long that we've seen so far.
They have been off schedule the entire time, and it's 3rd and very long again, 3rd and 20. And they're going to go underneath to Pearson, and Pearson's going to be tackled for a loss immediately, as it was Devontae Maxwell who had the blocked field goal last week in that critical juncture against Memphis.
Yeah, the frustration probably building for Anthony Becht and Manny Wilkins a little bit.
Hofrichter comes on, just looking to pin DC. 2nd punt of the afternoon for Hofrichter. He was 2nd in the UFL a year ago with punts pinned inside the 20-yard line. Get into this position, you're looking for inside the 10 with the back rotation. That's what he does, nose down. Fair catch is going to be just at around the 12-yard line for DC. Coming up at halftime, there's going to be a very special announcement by the UFL, so stick around for that. That's the guy that needs to change the score by halftime. Manny Wilkins, he's been under pressure. He's been in 3rd and forevers. And meanwhile, on the other side, a lot of momentum for DC as we listen in to Anthony Becht for a moment. So glad to have DC Defenders head coach Shannon Harris on the headset with us. Coach, you guys are off to a great start here. Did you see it coming this week in practice?
Absolutely. I mean, these guys believe that ever since we've been doing this since camp. So the biggest thing is we got to sustain drives. We got to get touchdowns and not so many more field goals, but we'll take the points. We'll take them how we get them.
Abram Smith trying to fight his way out towards the 14-yard line.
How good was it to see that deep post between Jordan and Ty Scott hit after what we saw last week, just barely off on a few of those?
Yeah, something that we've worked with all week in practice, you know, work on time and rhythm and, you know, get on the same page and build some continuity. So those guys have been doing that, stand out in practice a lot. So we're excited that we can start to get the ball down the field a little bit more.
Shane, we're going to watch your offense here, but it's your defense that has been really impressing us. I want to ask you about them in a moment, right after this 2nd and 7. Abram Smith again bottled up. Your defense in that first quarter, 5 tackles for loss, the interception, the fumble recovery, the 2 sacks.
Yeah, those guys playing lights out. They've been just doing this, you know, the first 2 games, and they're continuing to do it right now. Blake has done a good job in the staff, and so we're excited for what they're doing and looking forward to these guys to continue to do it. But we got to make sure offensively we're sustaining it and not putting them on the field as much.
As you like to say, the terror must be maintained. All right, thank you, Shannon. We'll check in with you later on. 3rd down and 8. To Amu on 3rd and 8. 4-man rush, drives the ball, and it was nearly intercepted. Nate Metters had a pick 6 right in his hands.
Well, we talked about how good Jordan Ta'amu was with his eyes on that deep pass play. Watch him just stare this one down, though. He's looking left the whole way, and Madors, oh, he was smelling the end zone. And that's what this St. Louis Battlehawks team needed. You can see Anthony Becht's offense is stalling. Would have loved to get some points from that defense, but a big stop just the same.
Running out a late substitution on the punt team.
Delay game, offense. 5-yard penalty, 4th down.
It's a big opportunity for St. Louis here in the 2nd quarter after the defense did their job to have excellent field position.
And one of the best returners, one of the best returners in the UFL, Ja'Cour Pearson, so dynamic, going to have a really good chance here as DC is going to need to make sure they protect the kicker here, so not many guys getting out. See if Pearson can do something with it.
Pearson was all XFL when he played for Seattle. Paxton Brooks, the long leg 6'5" punter from his own end zone. Going to try to put this outside the numbers, but it gets right on the numbers for Pearson, who then reverses field. And again, as the coverage unit meets him at midfield, and flags come in as the helmet comes off of Pearson.
Got his forward progress at midfield.
3 flags.
All right.
What do we have here?
During the return, personal foul, face mask, kicking team number 88.
Number 88?
Yes.
All right, 15
End of the run. I got it. I got his forward progress at the 50.
During the return, personal foul, face mask, kicking team number 88. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. It's 1st down, St. Louis.
Now the Dome is starting to roar. St. Louis is going to have great field position to try to break through onto the scoreboard. This presentation of the UFL will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
First and long, second and long, third and long. Let's make sure we get a little bit better effort on 1st down. Now we get in our plays. That's all I'm asking. One thing. 1st down. Let's get some more offense there. All right, hold it a little bit firmer. Okay, now we're into our plays. It's First and long, second and long, third and long. Let's make sure we get a little bit better effort on first down. Now we get in our plays. That's all I'm asking. One thing. First down. Let's get some more offense there. All right, hold it a little bit firmer. Okay, now we're into our plays.
St. Louis head coach Anthony Becht. You see the frustrations that they have had, but now their best starting field position. Second time in DC territory, still no points as they will take over after the punt and the penalty at the DC 35. Here's our audio blitz. As he gets it down to the 32-yard line.
Chucky fire zone. Chucky.
Dance to trade right. Z short. Pass 15. Willie solid. Z insert. X-ray. Don't want.
Defensive coordinator is Blake Williams. Offensive coordinator is Phil McGagan. 2nd and 7. Play action. Wilkins can't blitz. He gets away from it and then dumps down to Howard, who was well tracked and brought down by Joe Wallace.
Joker. Next play. Let's go. Joker.
Give me Joker. Give me 10.
Let's go. Wichita.
10. Zach to trade right. 3-jet Manning Z pump. Zach to trade right. 3-jet Manning Z pump.
Wichita Tech fire.
3-jet Manning Z pump on one.
Right call.
Back.
Watch Frank.
3rd down and 10 after DC just had their 6th tackle for loss. Wilkins pressured but lofts it towards the end zone. How about it? Battlehawks big time. Frank Darby.
Well, you heard the Z pump. That was that double move. But watch the block by Jarvion Howard. Just going to get a little piece. Just a piece of the blitzing linebacker there that gives just that half a second extra for Manny Wilkins to get the ball off to Frank Darby down the sideline. And this is a great play on the ball in tight man coverage. Keandre Thomas never gets his head around, never gets eyes on that ball. And when St. Louis needed it, they delivered.
Around goes absolutely nowhere as Blake Jackson was bottled up by Malik Fisher. 12-6 after that touchdown. This UFL season, we fondly remember a cherished member of our broadcast family, videographer Wade Hewitt. A dedicated camera operator for 3 decades. Wade passed away earlier this year. Among Wade's many accomplishments in sports television, he contributed greatly to this UFL broadcast crew and family at ABC and ESPN. We all miss Wade Hewitt dearly. Hey, Aaron, how are you?
Hey, Tess, good. We're going to try to get in the defenders' next drive outcome. It's a live thing. It just has to happen before they obviously kick off. Or first play, I should say, first drive.
Okay, sounds good. 18 points with still 9 minutes to go in before halftime.
2 punts, 2 field goals, and a touchdown.
It's a high over-under, but it could get there.
Wow.
Once graphics.
So 9 minutes left in the second quarter.
Next drive.
It's big. If that running back doesn't get a little piece of mince there.
Back here where all of a sudden it's a 12-6 game, and that makes things with the betting interest very interesting, Aaron Dolan.
Well, you can always take advantage of live betting, and right now you can live bet what the next drive is going to be for the DC defenders. Right now they have 2 punts, 2 field goals, as well as a touchdown. I will look at them to have a field goal, and again, this doesn't have to be made. It just has to be attempted at plus 475. Again, it's one way that you could take advantage of live betting during this game, and the total continuing to rise, guys. It's currently at 44.5.
I mean, those prop bets, those live prop bets are incredible.
You can bet on the next drive?
Next drive. Defensively,
that's
what
amazing.
They would give up.
I mean, not only do we have a really good football game, but man, you can get some action every single drive if you want to.
Remember, DC was a 6.5-point dog to start the day and jumped out 12-zip. There's Rowland on the return. There's Rowland looking for a seam. The flags come down as Rowland makes his way to the 26-yard line. Boogs?
Well, here I am on the iPad here with Manny Wilkins taking a look at this touchdown. What'd you see pre-snap? What led you to the outside on the go route?
Yeah, pretty much we just got motion over to see what the coverage is. I can tell now they're probably zoning it out. At the snap, you kind of see they kind of busted their coverage a little bit. I understood at this point. I knew I had a one-on-one outside with this dagger pump. I trust my guy out there too, Frank. He's a really good player. He's really good at tracking the deep ball, and really it's just my job now once he sells his route to give him a chance, 50-50 ball, make him make a play, and you know he did what he had to do.
Great stuff. Thanks for taking us through it, man.
Appreciate it.
You know, Jordan, we were talking about it. It is a game of inches. If there's even maybe a half a second later, that pass rush is getting there.
Yeah, Jarvian Howard, the running back, had just a chip of mints, and if he doesn't do that, that ball doesn't get off and you don't have a touchdown.
Smith is tackled for a loss, and it's Travis Feeney again. And now there's a lot of momentum in this building with St. Louis.
I love watching Travis Feeney, man. 32 years old. He's one of the oldest guys in the UFL. A lot of these guys playing here wanting to get back to the NFL, man. He just loves playing football, but there is a lot still left in the tank. He's been all over the place tonight.
Here's a look with chest cam that Abram Smith is wearing as Feeney, the former Pittsburgh Steelers draft pick, takes him down for a loss. That's a 2nd and 14 now. To Amu to the outside as he goes to Ty Scott. Ty Scott, who had the 62-yard touchdown earlier.
Boy, if you would have told me before this game started that we'd be halfway through the second quarter, DC'd be up 12-6, I think, man, they must be running the football really well.
We both said it earlier today. We said it would probably be Abram Smith really dominating things.
And instead, just 3 rushing yards so far for DC. It's been Jordan Ta'amu in this passing attack that's getting it done.
First down after the completion, and here is Abram Smith.
That's the thing, though. That's all you need, right? Your goal on first down as an offense is to get 4 yards, right? And then on second down, you want to get half of that. You want to get yourself in 3rd and short. So this is staying ahead of the sticks. Anytime you hear a coach or a player say that, getting 4 yards on first down. So on second down, you can call a run, you can call a pass. You make the defense guess and put yourself in a better situation.
Second and 6 to Amu. Oh, that is picked off. Jumping the slant was Cameron Kelly. Cameron Kelly with an outstanding play.
Boy, Jordan Ta'amu is going to see Mike Rose, number 27, blitzing off the right side. He's going to see this guy blitz. He's thinking, okay, perfect. I got a slant right behind it. Problem is, the safety Cameron Kelly is reading this the whole way. It's a great job jumping right in front of that, sitting right behind the blitz. Textbook from this St. Louis defense.
Awesome, man. That was awesome.
And now St. Louis takes over at the DC 29. Pitch, reverse, flea flicker, pressure, so they've got to go back to Pearson, and it's incomplete. Tried to get cute after the turnover.
I don't hate it, though. You're in a great area of the field to dial up something unique.
Well, look at you, man, stepping up. You're replacing the pressure off the edge in coverage. What'd you see?
Man, like you said, we caught the pressure. I knew he was going to try and throw hot. I just jumped it.
Eyes on the quarterback or eyes on the target?
Eyes on the quarterback. Eyes on the ball the whole time. Yes, sir.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Cameron Kelly with the interception. Now what do they do with it? As that was broken up as they tried to get it out to space to Pearson very quickly, but Keandre Thomas was right on it.
Thomas trying to make up for that deep ball, that touchdown that Darby caught over him earlier. Had a great read on that one as well.
Down games to lurk. Down games to lurk. Down games to lurk.
So when you hear games, that means he's given freedom to the defensive line to stunt or move how they see fit. So the defensive line is going to be telling each other, okay, let's cross here, let's rush this direction. Knowing it's 3rd and long, they got to throw the football.
3rd and 12 for Wilkins. As trying to stretch for it was Denzel Mims, and it's going to be just a couple of yards short for 4th down there.
Hey, don't say kick or go. Let me handle all that. Okay, it's all good. I'm just.
You tell Oakley, we're going to go blast right, AD motherfucking O.
Rodrigo Blankenship, who was the Lou Groza Award winner after his amazing career at Georgia and then went on to play in the NFL, coming on for a 40-yard attempt. He is a fan favorite here, as they say, respect the specs. They've got the Rod squad who cheers him on as he puts it through. And with that, it's just a field goal margin. What a great career for Rodrigo Blankenship when it comes to some of the biggest games in recent football, including that all-time thriller in the Rose Bowl. The overtime against Oklahoma, or how about a game winner for the Colts in the NFL? He has had many big moments. And this is the fan club. This was easily an hour before kickoff outside the Rod squad as they go by. Rodrigo Blankenship, one of the best college football kickers in modern history, who then had NFL experience with the Colts and Cardinals. You saw the game winner he had back in 2020 against the Packers. And you think about sports goggles. I mean, Eric Dickerson looked like he was playing racquetball all week long before he went out to be one of the greatest to ever do it with the Rams and the Rod squad.
Kareem looked like he just stepped off the runway. It was like some fashion specs on that one. I've never seen a fan club like that for a kicker. God bless the UFL.
I'll tell you, remember the all-time classic, the 2018 College Football Playoff National Championship game against Alabama with Georgia? Remember, it was Blankenship who had the 51-yard field goal in overtime that put Georgia ahead before the miraculous touchdown by Alabama to win it. Chris Rowland. Great coverage by Frank Darby. Frank Darby, who had the 35-yard touchdown reception,
he cannot be on the
playing kickoff
23.
coverage.
I got you. I see.
This is the UFL. The rosters are smaller.
I just told him.
Don't care if you just got a touchdown. You got to make a play on special teams next time down.
Let's go. Ace left, 25 dart, alert lady. 25 dart, alert lady.
This is one of those 2 play calls in the huddle. 25 darts, a pass play. Alert lady would be a run to the left. So Jordan Ta'amu is going to come to the line of scrimmage, see how many guys are in the box. Are there 2 safeties? Then we should run it. Is there 1 safety? We'll keep the pass on. Right now, it looks like there's going to be 1 safety. And that's a great job by Jordan Ta'amu. Didn't get fooled there. They dropped back that second safety. So great job checking to the run play.
After that 11-yard run by Jackson.
Got a ceiling. Perfect.
Ta'amu with a strike downfield, and that is denied. As Sanders was the intended target, but Chris Payton-Jones breaks it up.
That's great coverage by Chris Payton-Jones. Second time he's been plastered all over a DC defender. A run pass option called here.
Jackson can't find much there. As the extra push will get it just beyond the 40-yard line. That brings up 3rd down. Let's listen in.
11 personnel. Empty left. 52, 3 under. 52, 3 under.
Let's go split Apache pit. 51 peel uno. Split Apache pit. 51 peel uno.
52, 3 under. Empty left. 52, 3 under.
Third down and 4 for Ta'amu. Goes underneath and gets it complete, and keeping his balance was Rowland for a 1st down.
That's a great job by Ta'amu. He knows he's got too many guys to block at the line of scrimmage here, so he's going to slide the protection this direction, knowing this guy's free, so watch him move a little bit. Just extend the distance from that free runner. Great job of a quarterback controlling protection at the line of scrimmage and picking up a 1st down.
And back to Smith, who was tripped up just beyond midfield as he crosses over into St. Louis territory.
Too many times you see a quarterback try to be too perfect in protection there.
Yes.
Pick just the right guy. No, just slide it one direction, knowing that I'm going to be hot from this way. Buy yourself a little space. It's a really good, simple execution.
Second and 7. Smith. And this is much more of what they've been looking for today, and you see when he gets those shoulders down as he just moves the pile, and that moves the chains.
Well, they're running behind Takeem Doss, 79, 380 pounds. Yasir Durant, left tackle, 330 pounds. And boy, Abram Smith is really good, like you said, when he gets his shoulders going downhill and finishes forward.
Here's Ta'amu on 1st down. And he gets it complete again. It's Rowland, and Rowland is weaving his way down to the 25-yard line. Another 1st down. Flag is down on the other side of the field at the 30.
Subs, Brian. Open up. You have sideline interference? Okay. All right. So.
On the sideline interference.
Yep. Okay. Yep.
After the play, sideline interference, St. Louis. It's a 15-yard penalty. First down.
Walking out as the players run.
We can't compound 10 guys on the field and have the other guy fucking running into the official because he's not out on the field.
The frustration for Anthony Becht. The small things that you can manage and control. Eric.
Here with quarterback Mike DeLillo. Mike, just kind of walk us through what's going on here as you guys are going in trying to get points.
Yeah, right now we're bringing in our heavy package right now, our Rhino package. So I'm going to wait for a second until I get the play, and I'll let you know what's going on.
You going to hand one of these guys the ball or throw it to him?
No.
Come on.
I know, right? Let the big guy eat.
Of course, we got a timeout. We're going to bring it back. We're going to bring it back. So they're going to keep us here. Just things that you've practiced. I mean, obviously, you've been with this offense. It's week 3. Just what are you looking at as the quarterback in this red zone? Some tips, some reminders.
We got to trust our guys. You know, we got great playmakers on the outside. We got a great O-line up front. So we're going to have time. We just got to let our playmakers make plays, put the ball in space, and let them go eat. You know, that's kind of what we preached all week. We believe that our skill guys are better than their skill guys. So we just got to, you know, give them the ball in space.
One thing that I'm a big proponent of is the quarterback run. Is that in play here? Do you expect to see some of that?
Yeah, we do have some quarterback run stuff in here, kind of in some inside zone read stuff based on man-to-man. But right now we got a almost like a scissors concept here. So we're going to get a post and a corner by 1 and 3, and then we're going to have a little out route by number 3. So we're going to see. I'm getting a lot of different play calls right now. We're trying to get personnel correct.
Yeah, they got out of that Rhino package, so no extra offensive linemen in now. A couple tight ends. Actually, in a 13 personnel, 3 tight ends on the field.
Concept by the tight end. They're going to run a little switch route, and then a little man outlet by number 19. So let's see where he goes. Looks like man-to-man here.
First and goal. To the end zone. Touchdown.
Just like you draw it up, baby.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
Riley Moore.
Oh, and offensive coordinator Fred Keyes mentioned Briley Moore McKinney, their big tight end. Have to get him involved this week. Need more of him. A really good player. Just hasn't been as involved. That time dialed it up right perfectly for your big body tight end in the red zone where they've struggled. Remember, too many field goals down there. Finally getting that touchdown.
Showed you that percentage earlier today. They are delivering here. 9-point margin as it stands right now, but going for 2. Two-point attempt to Amu, and he throws it short and incomplete.
Yeah, that scissors concept. So the inside tight end is going to run a corner, and that outside tight end, as long as that safety clears, you saw on the left side, Jordan Ta'amu just got to get his eyes on one safety. If he goes with that corner, he goes there, then that, yep, right there. And the post opens right up for your big body.
Way to make a play, my guy. That was a play.
You know what I loved about that too is, and we heard backup quarterback Mike DeLillo mention so many different personnel groups going in and out. They had 3 tight ends, and so as a defense, you're thinking, okay, get big guys on the field, get my linebackers on there. Now you have less good cover guys out there, and you can take advantage of that.
Eric's on the sideline with DC.
Jordan, that was obviously a massive response. You guys march right down the field, get into the end zone. What was happening on that drive?
You know, we kind of preached that if a bad play happens, we got to turn around and forget about it. So our offense just did that, and we drove down the field. We had a good run game. O-line did a good job blocking. I saw man coverage down there, and I knew our big tight end was going to, catch that.
What was the read going to him? I know it's man coverage, and you like your big tight end there.
So yeah, he was my first guy. I had a corner, and then I had Ty underneath. But I liked the matchup. He got open and put it where it needed to be, and he did a good job catching it.
Great response. Thank you.
Jordan Ta'amu with 123 yards passing and 2 passing touchdowns in this first half. There's Jackson on the return. as he slices ahead to just over the 30-yard line.
Yeah, one thing I love talking about Manny Wilkins, his time with Green Bay in 2019. I said, what'd you take from Aaron Rodgers? He said one of the main things was the game within the game. Never let the defense, never let the other team know if something's affecting you. Never get too high, never get too low. Always be confident. He's a guy that doesn't get rattled, but it sure would help out if Jacob Saylors, again, best player in the UFL through 2 weeks, could get going to help his quarterback out.
Here's Wilkins on first down, being chased again. But he gets it to Saylors. Just freestyling a little bit there and coming up with something big. And that's a first down for St. Louis as we come towards the 2-minute warning here at the Dome at the America's Center. We understand there's... So DC throws the challenge flag. And I think based on extending the play, it could be that they feel there was an offensive lineman downfield.
Clearly downfield on the screen. Now, if they're going to see it, I shouldn't have to challenge that because that's obvious lineman downfield.
He's challenging the offensive lineman number 61 in another one. Yes.
We're going to take a break as they look to review that challenge. Was there a lineman downfield? We'll find out after this short break. 2-minute warning here in St. Louis.
I'm looking at 61 is clearly legal, 74 is legal, 54 is legal, 75 is legal. Who else? No, we got 3 yards. They have up to 3 yards. Okay, so we'll leave it here.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. It's gonna be this shot. That's fine. So we're going to do it quick then if they want it. Okay. So Brian, TV wants to see the process, so I'm going to do it real quick.
Okay.
It's not. There's no foul. There's no foul.
Okay. Yep. So there's no foul.
Okay.
BC is charged their second timeout.
Okay. So Brian, they just want you to announce it when we're back.
Okay.
That there's no that there was no foul for an eligible downfield.
Sorry.
And they lose their challenge and their timeout.
Yep.
And you could tell coach, remember, it's 3 yards, and they're not. There's nobody beyond 3.
Did.
Okay, great.
We did.
Okay, great.
Thank you.
Is this officially the 2-minute warning?
It is. It is.
It is.
Okay. I'm gonna make it real brief. All right. So now after this, DC's gonna have 1 timeout. No challenges left for the remainder of the game. We have 2 for the home team with their challenge. No back-to-backs. 1-ball mechanics. We're not gonna hold up on subs except for punts. We have normal under 2-minute timing rules. Stop on the incomplete pass, runner out of bounds. First down inbounds. We're going to be hot. Talk to each other. Under 2-minute fumble rule applies. We have potential injured players, excess timeouts. We have runoff scenarios. Not all 11 set is a false start. Brian, got anything to wrap it up?
After review, there was not an eligible player downfield. DC is charged their second timeout, and they have no challenges for the remainder of the game.
Yeah, remember you get 3 yards, so right about here is that line. Nobody past that 3-yard line. 3 yards downfield when Manny Wilkins lets that go. It wasn't called screenplay, so those linemen were getting out thinking that ball's going to be thrown quick to the running back with Wilkins kind of ad-libbing there. It took longer than they expected, but that's the right call.
Shannon Harris, the DC head coach, felt that the center perhaps was past that 3-yard. But it wasn't. So it's first down Sailors will go ahead for a gain of 2. Maxwell and Hines combining for the tackle. Wilkins on 2nd down. He wants all of it, but just beyond Ja'Cour Pearson.
Boy, inches away from a massive play to Ja'Cour Pearson. Wilkins going to do a good job of looking off the field safety, and a foot too long to Pearson. That's a small target. He's only about 5'7" running downfield. Got to be perfect when you're targeting number 1, 40, 50 yards downfield.
Man, do we have Ole Miss players everywhere in this game?
Oh, yeah.
3rd down for Wilkins. He's going to try to run for it. And he is taken down. A flag comes down at the end of the play. Gardner made the tackle. Wilkins didn't slide. He was going for that line to gain, and he was
all right, well, hold up.
Maybe
Chris, what do you have? You're good. Okay. Okay. 99. All right. So after the play, you have a late hit by number 9 of the defense. 15 yards for the end of the run on that 1st down. After the play,
personal foul, late hit, defense number 99, 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic 1st down.
You see Joe Wallace coming in at the very last moment there.
Called it a late hit. I'd call it unathleticism.
Yes.
Just kind of tripping over.
A 300-pound person falling down is what you would call it.
Kind of unfortunate. I don't think he was trying to get a hit on. He just kind of tripped over the tackle.
But what a big opportunity now for St. Louis.
Yeah. And remember, you can go for 3 after a touchdown, so St. Louis with a chance to tie it up here before halftime.
It's the beauty of the UFL. You can have 9-point possessions. Wilkins getting it out quickly to Pearson as Pearson pinballs his way ahead for 2 yards. 2 timeouts remain for St. Louis.
Tom, 53 buzz, Tom.
Wilkins, another quick strike, but it's incomplete as Gary Jennings was covered by DeAndre Baker, the former NFL first-round draft pick.
And the St. Louis crowd thinks Baker got there a little early. Watch the slant on the outside. Baker, ooh. I think he might have got there just a hair early.
DC has used their challenge unsuccessfully.
Start from the stiff and Taylor. Tell Bryce to back up a little bit.
He's challenging that this past time.
They're going to take a look at this.
Pass interference.
Dean Blandino is in our command center.
Pass interference.
Yes.
I'm with you, Brian. I'm with you.
St. Louis is challenging that there was pass interference on the play.
Got it. Got it. We're looking at it. And I want to watch this at full speed. That's the standard the officials have on the field. That's what we need to look for. And when you watch it at full speed, this is bang, bang. It might be a frame or two early, but that's not how we're seeing things on the field. I'm going to look at the replay here. Again, this is slow motion.
St. Louis gets to use their challenge here.
That's a bang, bang play. Not enough here. I want to see that clear contact before the ball arrives. Bang, bang play. Brian, no pass interference. St. Louis loses the challenge, and they lose the timeout.
So both teams have now lost their challenge.
There is no pass interference on the play. St. Louis has charged their 2nd timeout, and they will have no challenges for the remainder of the game. It's 3rd down.
Hey, Dean, Joe Tessitore here. Take us through that.
So we're looking, we want to have one standard. If we want it called on the field, we want it called in replay. And anytime you slow it down on these bang plays, you can make it early, maybe a frame or two. But on the field, we want to see that contact clearly early. We want to apply that same standard in replay, so it's just not enough when we're looking at it to make it pass interference.
That's great clarity there. So it stays a 3rd down and 9 for St. Louis. Wilkins throws it out of bounds beyond Frank Darby.
There's a great look at it. Real speed here. What Dean was talking about is what the officials were seeing down on the field.
Basically what he's saying is, listen, we can't get into like forensic study of replay.
Because you could slow it down frame by frame with these great cameras we have and say, oh, he touched him a quarter of a second early, but wants to maintain what the refs are seeing and how they're seeing it on the field. Great explanation by Dean.
The Rod squad on to cheer on Blankenship again, as this time Blankenship from 47 yards out. And he puts it through, and that closes it to a 6-point margin. UFL season is going to roll on week 4 on Friday. Panthers and Showboats, then Saturday on ABC. Battlehawks and Renegades, followed by the Stallions and Roughnecks, and then Sunday Fox action, San Antonio and this DC Defenders team. Reminder that coming up at the half, the UFL is going to make a special announcement live on the field here in St. Louis.
Outside to the
Interesting
field,
to see some of the action this weekend. Roughnecks came up with an 18-17 win against Memphis. Memphis was rallying late and came up just short. Birmingham moved their mark to 2-1 with a 10-9 victory with more late 4th quarter drama. And then earlier today, we saw Michigan earn another victory this season. This is the game of the weekend here. The two teams that came in at 2-0, and DC behind their defense, behind the big strike downfield from Ta'amu with an 18-12 lead here on the road in what many would consider the toughest place to play on the road in the UFL. This is Mickens. And Mickens able to get free for just a moment and get that ball out past the 30-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see what Fred Keyes decides to do here with 1 timeout, 45 seconds left.
Flex left.
They received the first opening kickoff, so St. Louis will get it. So this will tell you what he's doing right here. This is a double move, slant and go. So they're trying to take a shot here. They're trying to get some points on the board before half, knowing that St. Louis gets the kick and gets possession right after halftime.
Well, you hear that sluggo.
It's going to be to his right. The slant and go. It's going to be Ty Scott at the bottom.
Wasn't there for him, so he's got to go underneath.
So it's a great.
Scott gets it to the 40-yard line.
It's a great adjustment. When you call that and you get man press coverage, it's off. It's too hard to run a slant and go when you got someone on your hip. So that turns into either a fade or a stop route. Great adjustment by Scott on the outside.
Second down. Oh, man, right in his face, and Ta'amu survives it. And then a little something extra between the O-line and D-line.
Dalmo Paynu coming free off the edge, and Abram Smith did all he could to just get a piece of him.
Talmui Paynu was right on top of Ta'amu. That leaves him. With just 11 seconds remaining before halftime.
Did he just say all go? You would think you'd kind of just let the half go here. No risk of turnover. I think they might take a shot.
3rd down and 1. 11 seconds remain, and they are going to take a shot on the vertical route, and it's incomplete. And 6 seconds remain in this first half.
That'll tell you just how DC feels this game is going to go. That every possession, every point matters. But now you got to punt the ball.
Well, anything can happen.
Yeah.
In that scenario.
That's why I thought after a throwaway there, I would have thought maybe just run the football. Force St. Louis to use that timeout, try to get to halftime.
Paxton Brooks will be kicking away, trying to close out this first half. Just takes 6 seconds off the clock. Fielded at the 11-yard line by Pearson. As he's taken down at the 20 and zeros across the board on that clock. What was a very entertaining first half. Luke's.
Well, Coach, you crawled back in there in the second quarter, but you get the ball coming out to start the third. How do you change momentum in this football game?
Yeah, I mean, that's about as bad as we can play in a half when we're down 6. So I'm kind of inspired by that. I think we just got to make some adjustments. I still believe first down, we got to find a way to win on offense. Defense, we gave up one big play. Other than that, we've been around the football. Okay, we just got to do a little bit more on offense, calm down. I love our coaching staff and our adjustment phase. Let's see if we can put something together here in the second half.
Thanks, Coach. Over to Eric.
Coach is writing some stuff down here. Coach, we seeing this game, the defensive effort that you guys have shown has been very impressive. What have you seen from the defensive side of the ball?
Yeah, those guys are being relentless right now. They're doing a really good job of keeping these guys out the end zone. We know how explosive they can be from an offensive standpoint. And I tell you one thing, they're doing a good job of giving us the ball and allowing us to be able to get points.
Good luck in the second half. Thank you.
Jordan Ta'amu with 2 touchdown passes in that first half and an 18-12 lead for DC. After the break, we have a very special announcement for fans of the UFL, so stick around. You don't want to miss that. We'll be right back. Halftime here in St. Louis, DC up 18-12. In a league with passionate and dedicated fans, it's this atmosphere here for the Battlehawks that has become the buzz of the UFL, as it is now time for our special announcement.
The Gateway City.
Taking a shot downfield. Oh, and that's vicious. Hit free for a touchdown. Give up another.
Ladies and gentlemen, please direct your attention to the 50-yard line and ESPN's Tom Luganville for a special announcement from the UFL.
Thank you very much, St. Louis. Got two very special people here that've got some great information and an announcement today about the UFL that I think you're all going to be very, very happy to hear. First off, Danny Garcia, ownership, president of the Garcia Group, the UFL. What do you have to say?
Thanks, Tom. And thanks to the fans of St. Louis and everyone watching on ABC. I am thrilled to announce that the UFL Championship will be returning to St. Louis and the Dome at the America Center. The 2025 UFL Championship, presented by Underdog, will occur on June 14th, Saturday, on our broadcast partners, ABC. And this announcement is specifically because of our partnership with the City of St. Louis, the St. Louis Battlehawks, and most importantly, all of you fans who have stood with us right from the beginning. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. And now President and CEO of the UFL, Russ Brandon.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Danny, for your incredible leadership. And thank you, St. Louis. It's because of all of you that we are returning here to this great city, this great state of Missouri. All of our season ticket holders, our corporate partners, thank you. Let's sell the Dome out on June 14th. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny. Thank you, Russ. And thank you, St. Louis. Let's head back up to the booth for a second half of football.
Jordan, that is a very well-earned distinction for this city to host once again the UFL Championship. Of course, for this broadcast crew, we're thrilled with that because we're going to be broadcasting it. But these frenzied fans, they've earned it.
Yeah, it feels like a college environment every time you come here to the Dome. The costumes, the energy, the signs. Can't wait to see what it looks like on the 14th of June.
Let's bring in our betting analyst, Aaron Dolan. All right, as for that game in June, Aaron, set the table from a betting perspective.
So St. Louis is actually the favorite to win it all right now at plus 200. They came into the season at plus 360, but they're just slightly ahead right now of the Stallions. And this is the first time ever in UFL history the Stallions are not the favorite to win it all. Now, again, it's not a huge discrepancy from plus 200 to plus 210, and the Stallions won on Friday despite not looking well. But as for the Battlehawks, I mean, they're down by 6. They're currently catching 2.5 points. This total continues to uptick to 48.5. But it's going to be interesting to see if they end up losing this game, will they still be the favorites heading into, of course, more games this season?
All right, Jordan Rogers, let's talk about that reality. What do you see based on what you saw in the first half of the adjustments that need to be made now?
Well, St. Louis has got to get the run game going. They've been terrible on first down. And the best player in the UFL through the first 2 weeks, Jacob Saylor's the running back for St. Louis, just 4 yards. They get the run game going. Now the play action passing game comes back, and this offense can come back to life. But right now, the DC defense is dominating that side of the ball.
Yeah, we thought we were sitting on a good one, and that is the way it has shaped up. The big announcement, this is where the UFL Championship Trophy will be handed out in June. This presentation of the UFL will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations. DC defenders Jordan Ta'amu with 2 touchdown passes, and the upset-minded defenders with a 6-point lead. Progressive first half stats, Jordan Rogers.
Yeah, it's been the explosive plays for DC, the big chunk plays downfield. And for this St. Louis team, 40 rushing yards in the first half. They're averaging 217 on the year. They got to get that going.
Let's go down to the field to Tom Luganville.
Yeah, Tess, listen, for St. Louis, they have got to have some positive momentum on early downs. They can't get behind the chains, completely takes them out of the run game. Secondly, they've got to be able to stop the run on defense. They didn't stop the run well in the second quarter versus DC. And third, create a turnover. An extra possession in this game is going to mean the difference.
Guys, when you look at the DC side, they have been attacking on the defense. It's been very impressive to see how they're doing that with explosives, getting in the backfield, causing all kinds of disruptions. Jordan, you mentioned the rushing yards. Unbelievable. We've seen Jordan Ta'amu, quarterback for the defenders, really get in sync with his wide receivers. Need to see the run game pick it up. As everyone expected, that's how DC would be able to do this. A little shocking they've done it through the air.
DC with 167 total yards to St. Louis's 88. Ta'amu 132 yards passing. As he was able to hit Ty Scott for a 62-yard touchdown. Also had the touchdown pass to his tight end Riley Moore. Rodrigo Blankenship a couple of field goals for St. Louis. Manny Wilkins did hit Frank Darby over the top for a 35-yarder. And this is what it should feel like and look like when you have two 2-0 teams, hungry, sort of a budding rivalry in the XFL conference, and it's delivering on it.
No, it's definitely a rivalry. This is one that St. Louis swept last year, 2-0 against DC, and 2 years ago, DC swept St. Louis. So there's a rivalry here, and now the 2 best teams in the UFL going head-to-head. This feels like it's one turnover in the fourth quarter or in the second half that's going to dictate this game. Both teams want to establish the run. Both teams want to keep and sustain drives. Who's going to create that negative play, that turnover? It's going to set up good field position and maybe a touchdown to change the course of the momentum in the second half.
And remember, when you look at those conference standings, we play a 10-week regular season and then a 2-week postseason. So the top 2 teams in the XFL conference go on to play to see who gets to the UFL championship, which was just announced by Danny Garcia, that St. Louis, that this excellent atmosphere at the Dome at America's Center will be the host for the championship game right here on ABC with this broadcast crew on June 14th. St. Louis will take possession to start this second half, trailing by 6 at home. This is Gary Jennings. Jennings trying to get to the outside. A flag comes down, so they may be walking this back, but we will check on that.
Got a foul, right? Holding number 70 on the return team. Spotted the foul. 70.
During the return, holding, receiving team number 70. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. It's first down, St. Louis.
Well, it just feels like this first down call is so important for Phil McGagan, offensive coordinator for St. Louis. We heard Anthony Beck, the head coach, mention multiple times we have to run the football better on first down to stay ahead of the sticks.
Listen, check. Flank right, 18 Springer plus Z slice heavy. Flank right, 18 Springer plus heavy Z slice.
18 Springer plus heavy Z slice on 1.
Jacob Saylor's their star running back. 4 rushing attempts for 4 yards.
Hey, 78! Hey, turn offense!
Wilkins to open up the second half with a pass, but he is pressured. That has been consistent all night long. As that time it was Kyle Phillips, who played his college ball at Tennessee, coming after him.
And that's a little head scratching of a call for me to start the second half. This is a team that runs and wants to play action pass, and you just start out with a straight drop back. Now, I love Manny Wilkins. I think he's a heck of a quarterback, but he's best in the play action game once the run game gets going. Now you're in 2nd and 10 and already behind the sticks early in this second half.
go. Set. 219. Reset.
Play action. Wilkins is going to launch it downfield. And that ball was nearly intercepted. He was looking for Gary Jennings, and Bryce Thompson was there defensively.
Yeah, this one just hung a little bit long for Manny Wilkins downfield. Trying to give Gary Jennings, 6'1", 218, a chance to get a jump ball up there. Bryce Thompson, though, nearly came down with one of those turnovers that I was talking about.
Thompson had a big interception in week 2, a game we had on ABC in prime time, in the win against Memphis. Third down and 10. Wilkins is going to get it into the hands of Pearson, and a flag comes down as Pearson spins his way past midfield.
Pass interference, offense number 2.
10 from the previous spot. It's third down.
Pass interference, offense number 2. 10-yard penalty for the previous spot. It's third down.
Yeah, they're going to get Frank Darby there.
Hey, they ran into each other.
And that's what I saw. You heard Anthony Becht right there say they ran into each other. I thought it was just an incidental contact downfield, which gave Ja'Cour Pearson the green grass. Watch here at the top. Yeah, Darby's just trying to run an in-breaker, and I think Bryce Thompson is sitting right in front of him.
It just has that look, though, because he's got the back turned, and then he goes down to the turf. And keep in mind, neither team has their challenge.
Great point.
They exhausted their challenges in the first half. So here we are again, a 3rd and 20. Wilkins from his own goal line. And he had to get rid of it. He was being tracked by Andre Mintz.
I mean, Mintz has been all over the place. I mean, he's had probably the best game of anybody on that DC defense. They cannot block him.
Experience with the Denver Broncos after his career at Vanderbilt.
Wilkins just trying to buy time, find somebody downfield, but Mintz coming around third base to bring him down.
They got to help out their left tackle, Jordan. Yeah. He's on an island, and he's not holding up.
Offricker's going to be punting from halfway in his own end zone, as Roland's going to have a real chance to put them in good field position. This is a sky punt as he moonballs it to the 35. And Roland is met there as flags rain in from everywhere.
2 flags, 2 flags.
You got 26.
Multiple flags.
Right here.
26 blocking the back.
What do we got here?
You had it up in the big line. Yep.
Apply. Where's he in the run?
So is yours for a block in the back too?
Yes, block in the back.
All right, so what do we got?
I think it's the same play where the forward progress go to the big line.
The return, number 26.
Number 26 from that spot? Yep. During the return.
Illegal block in the back. Receiving team number 26. 10-yard penalty for the spot foul. It's first down, DC's.
That was Sam Kidd there, number 26, just getting a piece.
We don't have the block in the back.
Shannon Harris has done a great job since taking over this head coaching position.
Great shot there of Seneca Wallace on the right, going back over. That pass to Ja'Cour Pearson with his quarterback Manny Wilkins, trying to make some corrections, get this offense back on track.
Fakes the short pitch, and then Ta'amu is tackled immediately as he's brought down by Mike Rose.
I mean, it's just such a good play by Rose. That was the first quarterback design run. We've talked about getting Jordan Ta'amu to use his legs and how dangerous he can be. Good blocking out in front, but Rose came from the backside, just knifed through that A-gap and blew it up in the backfield.
Second and 13 after the tackle for loss. Quickly to the outside, he goes to Powell, who is tackled immediately that time by Brandon Sebastian. Sebastian was heralded by Anthony Beck just saying, listen, we feel like we've got perhaps the best corner combination in the league. Sebastian had a big interception last week against San Antonio.
The Brahmas threw at 38 Sebastian over and over and over again and paid for it every time.
3rd down and 9.
You get one-on-one blocks across the board. Watch Feeney here.
So Amu on 3rd and 9, and he gets it complete for a 1st down just short of midfield to Ben Bresnahan, who scored the key 4th quarter go-ahead touchdown last week.
Well, we just said Mike Rose blew up the last play. This time he's in coverage on Ben Bresnahan, and look at that throw, threading the needle. That is a NFL caliber throw by Jordan Ta'amu there. Tight coverage by Rose.
Well, your Vandy guys are playing well today.
They are.
Bresnahan is a
go Doors.
Anchored down. And getting free is Abram Smith. Abram Smith, how did he get out of that and makes the most of it for a 1st down, a 12-yard run. Good and short space.
Well, that's a great job. We mentioned kind of the rust that Abram Smith has been knocking off after missing all of last year. Great read here. Stays on his feet, cut back, makes 2 or 3 guys miss. That's what they need. Sometimes the blocking's not going to be perfect. You just need your star running back to make something out of nothing.
Just be better than the other guy, and he was there. First down to Amu, trying to set up the screen. That goes nowhere as Jackson was taken down by Willie Harvey. He's wearing that chest cam. Harvey, who spent time with the Dallas Cowboys and was an all-UFL team player after his effort last year.
Great job reading this screen.
Look at that. How good is chest cam?
Let's go. Flex right, Queen.
Willie Harvey with that camera embedded right into his pads, right on the sternum plate. 2nd and 14. So Amu. That ball is intercepted. Coming up with it is Chris Payton-Jones as he returns it past midfield. And St. Louis is in business.
Boy, well, somebody ran a wrong route on the outside. There's some confusion because you got Chris Rowland running a corner route, running almost right into Cornell Powell. Watch at the top right of your screen. Rowland's going to run almost right into Powell. 2 guys in the same spot. Neither of them looking for the ball. They're looking at each other, and that ball sails right into the hands of Chris Payton-Jones, just sitting there. One of those guys is wrong. It might be Cornell Powell running kind of a curl route when you have a corner route running into you. Not sure what the play call was, but never want to have 2 guys in the same spot. And there's one of those turnovers, and St. Louis now with a chance to answer, get back on top here at the Dome.
Hey, what an awesome sports weekend it has been here in St. Louis. Last night, it was the national championship game of the Frozen Four, and Western Michigan won their first national championship against powerhouse Boston University. This thing was a 3-2 game, and then the Broncos just exploded offensively. The final ended up being 6-2, so congratulations to Western Michigan, just down the street, taking the Frozen Four, the national championship. And come Tuesday, the push for the playoffs for the NHL, the final week of the regular season. 2 games for you, Panthers and Lightning at 7:30, then the Kings and Kraken fall. Great hockey weekend here in St. Louis. So many of those BU fans were dejected in the lobby this morning. I was sitting there having coffee, listening to those Boston accents.
And as a BC guy, you were loving it.
I just hated it. I just hated it as a BC guy. Here's Sailors. Lukes.
Yeah, here with quarterbacks coach Seneca Wallace. Coach, you get the turnover, positive momentum as he's trying to coach the quarterbacks right now. When you're trying to get the message across to the quarterback and things haven't gone as planned, what do you think is the best way of accomplishing that?
You got to get him back on track. I mean, it's very hard against this DC team. They're making it very complicated for us on 1st and 2nd down. And so what we got to do is kind of simplify things, start with a good run like we just did on that last series or this first play. So hopefully we get something positive here for him.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Sailors again trying to get to the outside, but the pursuit down the line is right there with them every step of the way with Deontay Anderson and Anthony Hines.
Yes, DC defense, like Seneca Wallace just mentioned, has been mixing everything up on 1st down. They're stacking everybody at the line of scrimmage. They're rolling in and out of coverages. They're changing their fronts, which is really confusing the offensive line. I think just no push, no consistent push by the St. Louis offensive line, which is not what we're used to seeing.
3rd down and 7. Wilkins against a 4-man rush, gets it out quickly, and right there defensively immediately to take down Ja'Cour Pearson was Sam Kidd. So that'll make it 4th down. And with that, Rodrigo Blankenship will come out again. Slow to get up, by the way, was the right tackle, Jawan Bushell-Beatty, at the end of that play. Been an interesting game to this point. St. Louis coming up with the turnover moments ago. And Blankenship tasked with trying to draw them within a field goal margin again here.
Yeah, not really what we expected to see. I've been really impressed with the DC defenders defense. Remember, Greg Williams stepped aside this week. So his son, Blake Williams, stepped into this play calling role for the first time this year. And he's done a great job of mixing things up and really confusing this St. Louis offensive line. They're not used to what they're seeing. They're not consistent in the run game. And when that's not working.
This is going to be a 56-yard attempt for the strong-legged Rodrigo Blankenship. A fan favorite here in St. Louis as he drives it and puts it right through with ease. 56-yarder, and the Rod squad is loving it. Respect the specs, they say here at the Dome.
The specs are on fire.
That is the longest in the UFL this season.
And longer than his career long he had with the Colts, which was 53.
Here's what I love about him.
No doubt.
Does not change his form on a 56-yarder. Does not go low and drives it, just elevates, gets the rotation, gets under the ball the way he normally would kick it, and puts it right through. And look at the Rod squad. Respect the specs. They're tailgating out there.
Oh, yeah.
Getting psyched for their kicker.
You know what I love? No need to tan the biceps. Just let the big dog eat, you know what I mean?
Of course, after that great career with the Georgia Bulldogs, so many memorable moments. He was the Lou Groza Award winner as the best kicker in college football. We showed you earlier the 55-yarder he had in that pivotal momentum-shifting point against Oklahoma in an all-time thriller overtime Rose Bowl. We talked about the pressure he was in the College Football National Championship game against Nick Saban's Alabama team when he hit a 51-yarder, and he's had game winners in the NFL. And, you know, listen, and we've discussed this before. The gap between the 32nd best place kicker or punter, the NFL guy, and number 33 in this league, it's all the same.
Oh, I mean, 15 to 35.
Yeah, completely.
So these are great opportunities for a guy like Rodrigo Blankenship, who is still a ton of juice in that leg, a ton of opportunity still ahead of him. He can get some eyes back on him from that NFL, from the NFL teams, and he might get another opportunity the way he's kicking.
18 to 15. Here's Mickens. And Mickens with a good return out to the 34-yard line. Well, they've been involved in close wins to start the season. They opened up against Birmingham, did the DC Defenders, the defending champs. Remember, that was the game where they had 8 sacks. And then a week ago, this ABC broadcast crew was there for the game against Memphis when they were trailing in the fourth quarter, 12-9. They had the pop pass to the tight end. They had the 2-point conversion. So back-to-back late drama to get to 2-0. And here we are in the second half, and it's an 18-15 game. It's what they know. It's how they go about it. And St. Louis has battled back. Chest cam's going to blow up after that one. Tackle for loss.
Wow, Yasir Durant, the left tackle, is tasked with coming all the way across and trying to block Willie Harvey, who came right through the B gap. And you're going to see a great angle of it of the chest cam.
Oh, how good is that?
You know what you didn't see? Anybody trying to block him, and that was the problem. Durant trying to come all the way across the line of scrimmage, couldn't get there in time.
Folks, in our business, we call that eye candy. And you just got a whole dose of sugar with that chest cam. Abram Smith now weaving his way, keeping his balance and spinning ahead, and making up much of the yardage after the TFL.
Well, what a huge answer there. That's the second time in the last 2 drives that Abram Smith has made something happen by breaking a tackle, starting to really find his rhythm.
3rd down and 1. 14 yards by Smith. And he goes straight ahead and bulldozes. This is exactly what he's capable of, Jordan.
Yeah, and great push up there from that DC offensive line. You go back to 2023, led the XFL in rushing, all XFL that season. He was the best running back. Obviously tore his ACL in camp last year, missed the whole season. Just his 3rd game back, and he's looking closer and closer to that 2023 form.
He also had a 218-yard rushing game here. To Amu, diving effort by Rowland, incomplete. By the way, we just showed you the incredible chest cam tackle for loss of Willie Harvey. There it is live on the bottom left of your screen. You see Harvey, the player, in the top left. Bottom left, that's his live view with chest cam. Second down, Jackson catches a big hole. Deion Jackson, chunk play, defenders.
Yeah, watch Quinterio Cole just get completely lost with his eyes in the backfield. He's got to be run support on the left side. He follows the tight end across and opens up a huge hole for Deion Jackson.
Goes for 29 yards. 1st down, DC. Quick strike to the outside. Here's Powell as Powell dives ahead. And he gets the ball down to the 10-yard line. This should be 1st and goal, defenders. Quick strike, quick strike, quick strike.
Yeah, the tempo is when this offense feels really comfortable.
Flag comes down as Amo throws it to the end zone, and it's incomplete. Looking for Ty Scott. It was covered by Peyton Jones, who had the interception earlier.
Defense too many. Number 51 did not get off the field.
Illegal substitution. 12 men to fill the snap. Defense, 5-yard penalty. It's first down.
And you mentioned it, that tempo. Got a penalty, and this is where DC has got to get a touchdown, right? I'm going to sound like a broken record, but they have not been good in the red zone at all this year. Not earlier in the game either, of converting these inside the 10, inside the 5 into touchdowns. At their Rhino package in, so you got 7 offensive linemen. Got a defensive player out there.
Going to go stretch zone to the left here.
First and goal. Tackle for loss again.
It doesn't matter how many offensive linemen you got out there, but if you don't block Quinterio Cole, last time he was out of position. This time reads this the whole way, and the double team's not able to get off to him. Gets Abram Smith in the backfield.
Jordan, this is that area of the field, as you mentioned. DC has got to do something to get an extra hat in the box to try to at least force St. Louis to defend quarterback run.
Yeah, and that's what, and when you hear people say extra hat, when the quarterback is running it, now you have an extra blocker, right? When the quarterback hands it off, he's not blocking, he's not a ball carrier. So QB run down here in the red zone is extremely effective. It's one thing that Fred Kai, as the offensive coordinator for DC, mentioned they want to do more of. We just haven't seen it yet tonight.
There is Fred.
Go 0-1, and I go empty Troy right, 51 Tucson Y spot. Yep, that's the. And we would have been good probably with that with the last step.
Able to hear the play call for second and goal.
Y spot. Watch the tight end right here.
So Amu with time to the back of the end zone, incomplete. Off the hands of Ty Scott.
Here we go. Come on. 0-1. 0-1. 0-1.
Tight end drew up that safety. You're going to see the tight end eat up that safety, open it up behind for Ty Scott. He just couldn't come down with it.
51 Tucson, Y spot.
So this is the exact same play. Tucson Y spot.
The dome is roaring for a stop on third down. Ta'amu looking to extend the play, directing traffic to the end zone, and it is incomplete. Defense does their job. Cornell Powell couldn't secure it.
It was really the pass rush that made Ta'amu uncomfortable. Cornell Powell comes open. But Dalmapenu was at his feet, forced him to scramble. And another big stop here in the red zone, and another field goal attempt for DC.
McCrane has made from 30 and from 42. This will be a short attempt from 27. It is no good. It is no good. He misses from 27. And it remains just a 3-point margin. Missed opportunities for DC. Jordan Ta'amu on third down was hoping for the best, but they came up empty. This presentation of the UFL will continue after this message and a word from our ABC stations. Hey, a reminder, this year the NFL Draft is going to be in Green Bay. Can you imagine the scene in Green Bay? 3 days. Every pick's going to be on ESPN, also on the NFL Network, and then ABC with that great coverage of the prospect's journey to the draft. There may be some draft beers and broth and cheese curds.
I wouldn't want to be a cold beer or a dairy cow anywhere near Wisconsin.
By the way, speaking of good Midwest eats, I am starving. When we get out of here, we are crushing a steak today.
Absolutely.
So after the missed short field goal attempt, St. Louis takes possession, only trailing by 3. Howard cannot turn the corner. He's tackled by DeAndre Baker. Speaking of the NFL Draft, former first-rounder. Luke's.
As Max Duggan here, former TCU quarterback. Now you're getting the call in your helmet, so you're hearing it, you're going through it in your mind. Walk us through what's coming here. What just went into Manny Wilkins here in the huddle?
Yeah, got the full play call, play action shot here. We're going to have a deep pylon and kind of a thumb route, what we call it, and then our flat. So we're going to see if we take a shot, and you know, Manny's going to do a good job.
What should his progression be?
High to low here. Yep.
Let's see that high to low progression on 2nd and 11, but the pressure got to him, so he had to check down to the tight end, and that's Chase Allen.
Check downs get first downs, right, Max?
Yep, Manny's doing a good job. He's seeing it well right now.
When we hear some of the stuff pre-snap, we hear turbo, we hear relax. What does some of that stuff mean for you guys?
I apologize. I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear you. I heard the play call. Yeah, we're going to have a mesh with a deep cross and an in route, and then back is going to be out on a row route.
3rd and 5. Let's look for that mesh and that in cut on 3rd and 5. Max Duggan, of course, who led TCU to the national championship game with Tom. Wilkins pressured again, but somehow is able to find Jake Sutherland. How about that from Manny Wilkins and Sutherland to move the chains?
Yeah, it's a great job of buying time. This is one of those off-schedule throws I mentioned earlier in the game. Reminds me a little bit of Patrick Mahomes in the way he can get creative outside the pocket. And, man, did they need that there. First down, you can kind of feel the collective sigh come out of that sideline. Something positive happening.
By the way, defensive back Bryce Thompson is still down on the turf at the end of that play, who's one of the starters for the defenders. Great to have the access, as you can see him pointing towards his shoulder. It's great to have the access with Tom Luginbill and Max Duggan, who most famous for leading TCU on that magical run in the 2022 season, the college football playoff national championship game against Georgia. The come from behind victories on the road all season long, and then beating the heavily favored Michigan Wolverines in the Fiesta Bowl 51-45 in a shocker. Luke's?
Yeah, Max, when we're getting the call in the helmet, right, as a player, how much information do you want? Do you want a little nugget? Do you just want the play, a little alert? How would you prefer it?
Yeah, I think it's, you know, you're getting information the entire time, whether it's from coach, and coach does a great job of allowing us to play and think for ourselves, but also give us little nuggets to, you know, see what we're seeing.
All right, good. You got this next play call yet?
Yeah, not yet.
To south right.
Short field with the back on the other side.
They are a trap corner team. Okay.
I don't have this.
It was an 18 of some sort.
Going to get toss crack here.
Yeah, it was 18 toss crack.
Yep, that's what I think we're getting is a little toss crack play here.
There's the toss to Sailors, and he is taken down by DeAndre Baker.
Well, you heard the crack on that play. Frank Darby coming down, so he's not going to block the guy outside him. He's going to come down. That means this guy is free. And right tackle Juwan Bushell-Beatty just not able to get out there and get a hand on DeAndre Baker, and he blows it up.
By the way, that is now 9 TFLs.
Jeez.
DC defenders. 9 tackles for loss. 2nd and 16. Wilkins. Incomplete. Frank Darby, the intended target. Crowd here at the Dome wanted a flag. Baker had good coverage.
Joker.
Really good coverage there. Little battle between a former first-round pick and a former sixth-round pick.
All right, hey, let's go ambush, 50 shell, 53 buzz. Ambush, shell, 53 buzz. Ambush, shell, 53 buzz. All right, it may go to the quarter.
See the final seconds of this third quarter counting down. DC defenders were nearly a touchdown underdog when the day started. Now they're going to the fourth quarter with a 3-point lead. Both teams unbeaten coming into week 3 here. As we get ready for this fourth quarter, let's look at our game flow brought to you by Progressive.
Yeah, it's been explosive plays, and it started with DC and Jordan Ta'amu hitting Ty Scott down the field on a big post. This blew the game wide open, but St. Louis had an answer. Manny Wilkins dials one up downfield to Frank Darby on a double move, delivers under pressure to answer back, and then Jordan Ta'amu continues the quarterback duel, converting in the red zone. But then it was the mistakes. Next time in the red zone, Ty Scott had the big play early, dropped it. They settle for a field goal. It goes wide left, and that's how we end up a field goal difference here with DC up 3.
You see the matchup between Ta'amu and Wilkins, and keep in mind, DC has 9 tackles for loss against this St. Louis offense and 3 sacks. There have been moments of big plays. They could use one right now. To start this fourth quarter, it's a 3rd and 16 as he's going to go underneath, and of course that would be well short of the line to make as he just gets it to the running back Sailors.
Yeah, it's been a frustrating night for Anthony Beck and this St. Louis Battlehawks team, especially on offense. See Phil McGagan there just trying to figure out what the answer is. They've been confused by this DC defense. Haven't been able to run the football, which is what unlocks this offense. And credit to Blake Williams taking over play calling duties for his dad. He's dialed it up tonight.
Offrichter on to punt away. As he umbrellas this to the 14-yard line, where Mickens is on the return. Eric?
Coach Williams, your first game as defensive coordinator, you guys have been attacking, aggressive, 9 tackles for loss. What has the mindset been all day?
That's been the mindset exactly right there, right? We got to stop the run. We got to contain the quarterback, keep the ball in front of us. We got to let that one double move out, all right, and attack and play on their side of the line of scrimmage.
What do you want to see from your boys the rest of the night?
Finish, and it's time to score on defense. We've got some takeaways this year. We've got some sacks, forced fumbles, interceptions. It's time for us to score on defense to take the next step on being that dominant championship level defense.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Blake Williams, his dad Greg, of course, longtime NFL defensive coordinator. Blake himself was a coordinator here in St. Louis. Quick strike, and it works out well to Braylon Sanders. Let's check in with Aaron Dolan on the game total. What do you got, Aaron?
So typically when we're talking about the total for UFL, we're talking about the unders. This game very much felt like it was on trend to cash the over. That given there was 30 points scored in the first half, but just 3 points have been scored in the second half here, which dropped this total from as high as it got at 48.5 all the way down to 40.5, coming very close to this closing line. So typically in the UFL, we see scoring pick up in the second half of the games as opposed to the first half of games, but this has been a totally different situation today.
We'll see how it plays out here. 7 points away from hitting on the over as Abram Smith takes it ahead on first down. A run of 5 yards. Smith again, then he hits the seam, and that will be good to move the chains.
Starting to see those tough runs go in favor of DC as Abram Smith is able to just pick up 4 here, 6 here. Allows DC to get in that tempo that they love.
So Amu on first down. Pressure up the middle as he throws it away. Chris Rowland was the closest man to it.
Hurry up. Second and 10. Yeah. Spread left. No, hold on, right. Spread right.
Let's go Boca Smoke 52 Cafe. Boca Smoke 52
22
Cafe.
Boss. X glance. In. 22 Boss. X glance.
Yeah.
Come on. You got.
Second and 10. They send pressure off the edge. Again, they go with the little skinny slant. Ball came out at the end. Let's see how they rule this. As it was Ty Scott who made the reception.
Definitely caught it. It's whether or not he's down by contact or it's out.
Let's just go out and let.
I think that was quick. That was too quick.
Incomplete.
Too quick.
The ruling on the field is an incomplete pass. It's third down.
Now Dean Blandino's going to have a little work to do here.
You see Ty Scott, you're going to see, looks like he's got control of the ball, and then the ground is what knocked that out. Obviously, you heard them sort through the traffic there, saying it seemed too quick, right? Too quick for him to have control. To me, I felt like a catch and down by contact there as his elbow hits the ground, and then it pops out. It was a really good read by Jordan Ta'amu. They called that 22 Boss with an X glance backside. Pressure came, and they hit the glance for a big gain.
Let's bring in Dean Blandino from our replay command center. Dean?
So what we're looking for after the receiver gets control in both feet, he has to perform an act common to the game, take an additional step, do something with it. He gets hit immediately. He goes to the ground. The ball came out. The officials ruled it incomplete on the field, and we're able to look at it. Not enough to change to a catch and down.
Thank you, Dean. Incomplete pass. It'll be third down and 10. Ta'amu on third down. Incomplete. Looking for Rowland.
Well, that's a really good ball by Jordan Ta'amu. Chris Rowland just gets his hands kind of turned around. Tries to catch that past his body. He's got to reach out and snag that because Ta'amu was under pressure in that pocket. Put it right on the money. Watch Rowland try to catch this as it goes past him. Instead of sticking those hands out upright, catching it out in front of him.
Paxton Brooks to punt away for DC as they came after it off the edge. And it's a sidewinder that's going to settle in towards the 20-yard line. It was kicked ahead by the coverage unit, so they will bring that back. We got an interesting scenario here in the fourth quarter. The favored home team, St. Louis, trailing by 3, but with the ball. When we return, this presentation of the UFL will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
We got to keep making stops, D. Keep it going. Keep it going. We got to hit this quarterback. We got to get one. This is the fourth quarter. This is where we eat, right? Yeah. We got to eat in the fourth quarter. It's on the defense today.
Boy, a really fun week 3 in the UFL, second season of the merged spring football leagues, as we were able to see Birmingham get by late, and then another close one with late drama as Memphis was knocking on the door, but Houston held on to win. And then earlier today, a missed field goal determined it up in Detroit as the Panthers got their second win of the season. And now this, the battle that everybody is focused on, comes down to a critical fourth quarter.
Yeah, Bryce Perkins having a big game for Michigan, even though he didn't get the start. They started Danny Etling in that game, but Mike Nolan and that squad looking really good. We had them week 1. I think they're a good football team. And the Roughnecks, how about that, getting out of the loss column, getting a W on the board.
And now here we are, just over 11 minutes to play, and St. Louis at home trailing. Flea flicker, and then they go underneath the Sailors. And Sailors is able to turn the corner. So there's a lot of traffic and congestion, but they were able to get it to the other running back.
Yeah, we just talked about running the football on first down. So what do? Try to catch them out of coverage, or excuse me, selling out for the run. That time, defenders just sat back in coverage. Again, Blake Williams is dialing up the perfect play to counter what St. Louis is trying to do seemingly every time.
Blake Williams, his first game as the defensive coordinator for the defenders. Second down and 2. Sailors. He is met, but he shakes off the tackle. My, oh my, Jacob Sailors able to keep his footing down the sideline, and an explosive play for St. Louis.
Just when you needed it, your best player, who has done pretty much nothing tonight, makes the biggest play of the game so far, breaking a couple tackles, getting this crowd back into the game. DeAndre Baker not able to wrap up. Anthony Hines missing a tackle.
34 yards from Sailors. Howard straight ahead. And Howard gets himself down to the 32-yard line. We mentioned it, Sailors a week ago. 3-touchdown game in that victory. Was off to a slow start earlier today, but when they needed him, he came up big.
Yeah, slow is generous. I think he had 4 yards. That's right. It was just a non-factor. But you get the ball into 15 hands, something good usually happens.
And now Wilkins on 2nd down. He throws it away underhand. It's going to be 3rd down there. Anthony Beck, the head coach, was looking on. I think some of the crowd was looking for a late hit here. Anthony Hines was coming in and he gave that little shove to the shoulder.
Yeah, a little shove, maybe a little acting job by Wilkins there. You can't hate on us quarterbacks trying to get every penalty and advantage we can get.
Tennessee on 1. Gotta go. Gotta go.
They're down in 6. Of course, they're well within field goal range of Blankenship to try to tie this game. Here's 3rd and 6 for Wilkins. The ball's intercepted. He threw it against the grain, and it is picked off by the defenders, Willie Drew. A flag is down at the 38-yard line. But Willie Drew and Blake Williams' defense just silenced this roaring crowd in the second half at the Dome.
Wow, and I think Manny Wilkins leaves a clean pocket.
He's away from the plate. It was unnecessary on the quarterback. We have unnecessary roughness, number 50 of the intercepting team. It's an in-run foul. All right.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, 50 of the intercepting team. 15-yard penalty for the succeeding spot. It's 1st down, DC.
Bottom line is it's a turnover. Personal foul on Roberson, but that is the 3rd St. Louis turnover this afternoon.
Watch Wilkins here, because he's going to try to hit a dig route backside to Mims. He has a really clean pocket, and I want you to see, pause it right here. This is what he's trying to hit. If he stays and steps up in that pocket, he can hit it. Instead, he escapes when he doesn't need to, and then tries to throw late back to Mims. And that's when you can't make that mistake. Just stay in the pocket, step up. That's going to be there. So a little antsy, a little early to leave the pocket there was a big mistake by Manny Wilkins.
And Jordan, what a Cardinal sin to throw it back across your body there, right on the run. And Anthony Beck down here just putting his arm around Manny Wilkins, having a bit of a teaching moment. But the way he approached him is one of the reasons why this team responds to Anthony Beck.
Well, to your point there, too, you just got to know as a quarterback, you're in field goal range. You're down 3 points.
Yep.
Right? So just whatever you do, throw it out of bounds, you're fine. So one of those mistakes we're not used to seeing Manny Wilkins make.
And now DC takes over. And of course, they're going to be quick to go to the run with Deion Jackson. As we're under 8.5 minutes to play. Fadakasi with the tackle. A 3-point lead. 2 teams that came in with so much momentum, and they've gone back and forth in a tightly contested game here in St. Louis.
22 boss H glance, that same play they threw to Ty Scott. It's going to be either a handoff to the right, or if these safeties come up, they'll try to hit that glance behind them.
It is Jackson, and he is stacked up after a gain of just 2 yards, so it'll be 3rd down.
Something important to remember, too, in the 4th quarter, clock doesn't stop on an incompletion outside of 2 minutes.
Nasty. Left, nasty.
Lex charges 0. Let's charge a 0.
51, go switch. 51, go switch.
I love it.
DC defensive coordinator Donnie Abraham, the former Pro Bowler in the NFL.
Okay, you gotta take that.
To Amu. Is able to get it complete to Briley Moore on 3rd and 6. All the way downfield to the 45-yard line.
This is such a good throw. He's going to have some pressure in his face right as he lets this go early. Puts enough air on it. And Moore was able to turn around and make a play on that one. That's a big-time throw by Tamu.
22-yard reception. Fresh set of downs for DC to continue to work that clock. Try to hold on to this 3-point lead. What would be a huge Week 3 win. Team that had a coaching change before the season started. Reggie Barlow went off to take a college job as the head coach at Tennessee State. Shannon Harris, who was on the staff, stepped up as quarterback coach. He messaged things so well right from the start of that transition. It's been paying off. And now Tamu with a shot downfield, and it's incomplete. To your point, as he was looking for Powell, will now be a 3rd and 6.
Nador's just put a hit on Tamu.
You mentioned the clock.
Yep.
Incomplete pass, and you see it continuing here under 6 minutes.
You're going to see Maders come clean here. Tamu just trying to get it out, and that one hurts. Listen to this crowd here on 3rd down, getting into it.
They are looking for a stop. St. Louis trying to get the ball back. A timeout on the field. Under 6 minutes to play. A big 3rd down when we return to the Dome at America's Center. XFL conference side of this UFL is really interesting here as we look to wrap up week 3. There's going to be a 3-0 team coming out of this today. And you got Arlington sitting there at 2-1. Remember, the top 2 teams will advance to the conference championship. And these 2 teams will meet again in the final regular season game of the year. So this could be a big notch in the belt. Right now, it's a huge 3rd and 6 for DC trying to hold on to their lead.
Boy, gotta protect. St. Louis showing pressure. Let's see if they keep it on.
To Amu on 3rd and 6. Look at the time he has. And he gets it complete to Mickens.
Oh, it's such a good job. To Amu buying some time, stepping up in the pocket, coming back to Mickens, who looks like he made a clean catch there. Wow, big play.
Back to the ground with Smith. This is coming up on 5 minutes to play.
It's first down.
Shannon Harris.
Twins right, 29. Alert.
Anthony Beck anxious on the other sideline.
Twins right, 29. Alert, 23. Duo. On ready. Scan.
And they're going to have to call a timeout.
Hey, you can stay. Hey, but you good. Hey, you can stay with it. You can stay with it. Communicate from the line. Hey, it's a block. Hey, what you in there with the arm blocking? Hey, 12. Hey, twins. 29, alert 23 duo. Twins. 29, alert 23 duo.
29.
Hey, twins.
29, alert 23 duo. Yes, I will. 29, alert 23 duo.
So this is a run-to-run check. So you have an outside run to the left or more of an inside zone duo play, more up the gut. Tamu's going to come up to the line of scrimmage, see what front, see the numbers, make an adjustment if he needs to. There should be a run to the left either way, though. So this should be the 23 duo inside zone.
Smith on first down as he is met right at the line of scrimmage. It was Travis Feeney and Taumui Penu.
I mean, Feeney has been all over.
Oh, he has.
I feel really smart now that I picked him as an impact player because he's had a heck of a game for the St. Louis defense. The 32-year-old former 6th-round pick.
Second and 5. To Amu on second down. He's going to the end zone. And that's incomplete, looking for Bresnahan. And a flag comes down. Lucas Dennis had coverage on Bresnahan. And a flag comes in late.
23.
23, number 23, pass interference. Yeah. All right, we're snapping on the 20, so it's a full 15.
We're going to go the full.
Pass interference. Defense number 23. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot.
Boy, this is Lucas Dennis working on Ben Bresnahan. I just don't see it there.
We may bring in our rules official, Dean Blandino, here to get his thoughts on that.
And remember, St. Louis used their challenge earlier in the game, so they can't challenge that.
DC's up at the line of scrimmage here on 1st and goal after the call. defensive pass interference, and now Smith straight ahead, keeps his balance, and then is wrapped up. All right, Dean, what are your thoughts on the DPI call?
Well, it's an interesting play. You have a couple of officials looking at that, and the deep wing official didn't throw the flag. It was the back judge in the middle of the field that had a good look of the grab on the inside arm. That's what they called. The receiver was trying to get that both hands up to make the play, and it was that inside arm that was being held. The back judge had a good look at it, and that's why the flag was thrown.
And that is why we are in the position here of a 2nd and goal for DC. Smith going to test the left side, and again, good pursuit from the Battlehawks front.
Again, you just saw the red zone numbers. They've struggled here all year. This has been the difference. Time and time again, they get down here and get 3 points instead of 6.
Jordan, it feels like you want to run your QB here. I've already said it all broadcast.
Yes.
11th play of the drive is coming, the longest for either team, and a drive that could determine the game. 3rd and goal to Amu. That ball is caught for a touchdown off the deflection. It is a defender's touchdown, Cornell Powell.
That's 20.
Wow.
That is unbelievable.
Kind of reflective of the day that they've had today, isn't it?
It is.
Well, we're going to see another reason why you want to save that challenge for late in a tight game when we see the replay of that last one.
It's a 9-point margin right now, so this is actually a really big conversion attempt by Tamu, and he's tracked down. That was Callahan O'Reilly able to stop the conversion, but we got to go back and see this incredible touchdown for DC.
Yeah, trying to hit the tight end over the middle, and it could have honestly been a little bit of pass interference on Cole coming across before he tips it. And it goes right into the hands of Cornell Powell. But
what could have been a pass defended by Quinterio Cole ends up a miracle touchdown by Cornell Powell. And it's 24-15.
Fans of the over are happy for once in the UFL, but because of that conversion stop, it is a 9-point game, which in the UFL is still a 1-score game. You can score a touchdown, you can go for 3. Obviously in the UFL we also have, instead of an onside kick, a 4th and 12 from your own 28. So there is a lot of ways that this game is still far from being over if St. Louis can figure some things out on offense.
Yeah, that's the beauty of looking at a scoreboard in the UFL and saying, ooh, there's still compelling football to watch. 4th and 12 for an onside kick. 9-point possessions because you can have a 3-point conversion.
I jumped ahead of myself a little bit. I thought it was 38.5. The number's 39. Could get real close here at the end.
So it's going to be 2:21 to play with. Eric?
Jordan, obviously a massive score right there. You guys marched down the field. Big concentration catch by your receiver. What happened that drive?
I mean, it was great all around. I mean, that last play, that was all God right there. We had a mesh concept, try to hit Mason on that mesh, and then let go and let God. So that last play was good, but we did a good job driving, and that's what we wanted, to hold the ball for a long time, drive, and then finish and score.
You bring up that drive, longest of the game. What does that say about this offense?
This offense can do it all. We can score fast, and we can endure the clock, and we can score. So that's the main thing. That's what we wanted to do, is finish, and our offense did a good job.
Appreciate you.
Now, what can Manny Wilkins do? As he goes underneath the Sailors, and Sailors is dragged down as he is tackled by Hines.
Well, I think Frank Darby, number 2 for St. Louis, is going to have to make a play. Had the big double move touchdown earlier.
Wilkins able to get a play in before the 2-minute warning. As he looks to check down and does so again to Jacob Sailors. And we've reached the 2-minute warning. And St. Louis, the undefeated favorites, in a hole here. This presentation of the UFL will continue after these messages and a word from our ABC stations.
We dropping, right?
Number one is that one. Watch for a screen, bro.
How about that last drive by DC that went 11 plays and had a fabulous finish, Jordan?
Yeah, Ta'amu was nearly perfect, hitting his tight end down the seam and then buying a little time, stepping up in the pocket and finding Mickens over the middle to set up a lob into the end zone that ended up being what I think a little controversial, little grab of the left hand there, but a PI that set up a play right in the red zone. And when it's your night, it's your night. The ball bounces to Cornell Powell. And DC with a 9.1 score lead here in the UFL, with the defense on the field and a chance to close it out.
So Shannon Harris with his quarterback and receiver, but right now it's this defense that needs to close the door on St. Louis, the heavily favored team here at home. Manny Wilkins back to pass. Wilkins, now he's going to run the ball as he dives ahead right at that stick. Helmet came off at the end of that play.
Yeah, I think he took a leg to the helmet there as one of the DC defenders ran past.
3 timeouts remain for St. Louis. It's 4th and inches. Now they're going to say it's first down. They had the 4th down marker.
Please reset the game clock.
And now they do indeed
46 seconds.
give them the first down.
Interesting, DC had Anthony Hines spying Manny Wilkins on that play, and Wilkins was still able to out-leverage him. See if they continue that trend, because they can't let Wilkins scramble his way down the field here.
Blake Williams, the defensive coordinator for DC. What a win this would be on the road for the defenders. That ball's intercepted. The ball is intercepted by Sam Kidd. Sam Kidd comes up huge.
Yeah, and it was Joe Wallace, number 99, one of the leaders of the defensive front, that gets right in the face. Watch Wallace come right around the corner, get in the face of Manny Wilkins. He can't finish that throw. Has to stop his arm just a little short. Doesn't end up getting it outside. And throws it right to Sam Kidd. What did I say earlier? Turnover in the fourth quarter was gonna decide this game. Not over yet. But a massive play for DC, and Phil McGagan is just frustrated. What was the best offense in the UFL coming into the game has been stymied tonight by this DC defenders.
That shot you saw of Manny Wilkins, the bruises, the sweat, the pain, the toil of what it takes as Abram Smith looks to close out this game for what was a very focused and fiery DC team. Shannon Harris has done an excellent job early this season of taking over the head coaching position and guiding this defenders franchise.
Well, we had him last week, and I asked him, what's the biggest difference between you and Reggie Barlow? He said, well, energy, right? And you're seeing that. You're seeing a DC team that's playing with a different energy and confidence.
Coming up on the final minute. And straight ahead, and there are the fresh set of downs for DC to close this thing out. 4 St. Louis turnovers today, Jordan. 4. As they'll use their first timeout.
And Manny Wilkins had played 2 near perfect games. As I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, completing 75% of his passes. He's been accurate. He's been efficient. And just a little rattled and uncomfortable with no run game today was the difference, and DC capitalized.
Let's bring in Aaron Dolan, our betting analyst. Aaron, we had 7 scoring drives in the first half and then just 2 in the second half.
I know the closing total was at 39.5, currently sitting at 39 points, so maybe an under is going to hit again, dare I say. But as for Jordan Ta'amu, come on, guys. The game script coming into this is nobody throws the ball more, but he had the second worst completion percentage. So he did hit over his passing yards prop and his attempts, but the completion's sitting at 17 right now. That line closed at 19.5, so we'll see if maybe he hits over that as well.
Thank you, Aaron. I mean, can you believe that over-under sitting at 39 and a hook? And to think he had 7 scoring drives in the first half, and this thing is going to go under.
No way.
Half.
Brutal.
A point.
Just almost as brutal as wearing that to the game.
Well, they love it here, don't they? You hear those calls of caw.
I know, it's
so
great.
Many would say arguably the best fans in the UFL. DC Defenders fans and the Beer Snake are pretty good too, but this atmosphere here in St. Louis, where Danny Garcia, the UFL owner, announced at halftime that St. Louis will be hosting the UFL championship game this year. We will have that broadcast right here on ABC in primetime on June 14th. And this DC team is putting themselves in position to have a heck of a season, working their way to 3-0 if they come away with this, as is expected here in these closing seconds. But that 11-play, 82-yard drive in the fourth quarter, the defensive pass interference that maybe it could go either way, and then the tipped ball, the ball that looked like it was going to be defended, that ends up in the hands of Cornell Powell for a touchdown.
Yeah, looking back on that pass interference, I do actually think it was the right call. You know, as soon as Dean explained it about holding that left arm, you kind of saw that in the replay. But again, a play that goes, like you mentioned, either way. But really the story was this DC defense, the turnovers, the sacks, the TFLs. They played inspired without their defense coordinator, Greg Williams. His son, Blake, did a heck of a job tonight.
Holding St. Louis to only 168 yards of total offense, as Jackson will carry the ball. DC has a lot to be proud of to start this season.
And just about a 7-second or so differential between the play clock and the game clock here.
Field goal, right? Yeah.
Oh, and Shannon Harris saying they're going to take it down, call a timeout, and kick a field goal here.
They have that one timeout remaining. And they will use it. They will use that last timeout with 8 seconds remaining as it was 4th down.
Not on. Well, you can't get 8 seconds off.
And
Hey, we can't get 8 seconds off.
So you kick a field goal, or you got to tackle and hold, you know what I'm saying, and run around to get 8 seconds off.
Yeah.
So you go field goal. Yeah, field goal.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Field goal.
Yeah.
Field goal.
Let's go field goal. Let's go field goal.
So you hear them discussing the game situation, a field goal, or can you take 8 seconds off the clock? But there are other things that come along with attempting a field goal.
No doubt. It's more risky. That's why if you had maybe 5 seconds, quarterback could scramble around, throw the ball way up in the air, and you could get rid of the 8 seconds too long. So this is a very risky. You don't want to be in this situation where you're really just hoping get the kick off. You don't care if it goes in. I mean, you'd love it to go in, but you just want to make sure it doesn't get blocked and you don't have.
And remember the over-under. We just had that discussion with Aaron Dolan.
So you're telling me we're thinking an over?
And Aaron Dolan is saying, can you believe this? We had all the scoring in the first half. We're going to get an under here. They're just going to run out the clock. But instead, the over-bettors have a chance with Matt McCrane. And it does. It goes over the total with a 50-yard field goal.
Oh, love it. Love to see an over in the UFL. Little backdoor over there. Clean operation, and now again, we'll just have 3 seconds. But it being a 2-score game, that was the nail in the coffin.
Aaron, how do you like that for a bad beat if you're on the other side of it?
Well, guys, I'm just happy we're finally seeing some overs, Cash, because I was quite frankly sick about talking about the under trend that was continuing to happen. So we have seen overs hit 3 times this weekend, which is just absolutely fun, having some fun with it. And as always, guys, take advantage of the live betting, because this total, for example, we saw it as high as 52.5, and I saw it as low as 33.5. So it really does swing, and you can get some really good value during the game. You just have to sit there and watch the live lines while you're watching this game.
Great job today, Aaron. Yeah, Panthers win was 26-23. And then we had the more typical 10-9 Stallions Renegade score that we've seen early on in the UFL. But here it does indeed go over the total number. And here is Jennings on the return to take off the final seconds of this game. St. Louis, in front of these home fans, their first regular season home loss in their last 8 home regular season games. The DC Defenders are 3-0. 27-15 is the final for Jordan and Eric and Tom. I'm Joe Tessitore. Enjoy the rest of your night. Coming up next is ABC World News Tonight or your local news.